Hey everyone, could you guys hear me? I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm sorry, I'm on two different computers. Sorry about being late, guys. I had a few of you guys email me last minute asking for the link. So if someone could just type or just leave a message letting me know that you guys can hear me, then we can start. Okay, you guys can hear me. Yay, happy Sunday. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to the Calling in the One webinar. So I know people are probably going to be in and out because a lot of you guys said you guys had to work or you guys had other things to attend, like events, stuff like that, to understand. But I do want to say thank you so much for everyone that did sign up for the webinar. I really do love and appreciate you guys. I did keep it limited because I didn't want to give all my energy out to everyone in the collective, but I feel like everyone that, you know, purchased the webinar definitely needed it, or this is in alignment for you guys, or obviously you guys are ready, you know, and open to receive love. All right. So I'm just going to give you guys a little bit more time to get in the chat, and we'll start in like a couple minutes. So yes, guys, I'm excited. Did everybody get their email with the workbook? Okay. So if you didn't get your email, okay, if you got your email with the workbook, so if you guys did the $40 pack, like the $40 just to attend, your package will be PDF. Just so you guys know, if you guys did a package above that, then you guys are going to get the workbook. I did still send the PDF file. All right. These are the workbooks right here, and they have been mailed out to you guys. All right. So you guys would have got both workbooks. You guys would have got the Calling in the One workbook, which looks like this, and then you guys would get the Fuckboy workbook because it came with both. All right, and then I got these cute little bags, guys. Aren't these super cute to put it in? So it's like it's like a little handle. See, yay! So it's like I put the workbooks in there and sealed it up with like my new little thank you cards and stuff. So I thought it was just like super cute. You know, it's like a little handle. You guys can have your workbooks in there. I don't know. I thought it was cute. Yes, you are pen and paper loaded too. Yes, because you guys are going to need a notebook. Okay. Like I told you guys in the email, just in general, you guys are going to need a notebook for the practices. Okay. So make sure you guys have a notebook. I'm using my Fire Intuition notebook with my pen because you guys know I have to match. Green and teal are my colors. So you guys know how I do. So yeah, I had to have everything matched. But it looks like some of you guys are in here. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I don't want to start too late. All right. So we are going to hop in. I will be using both workbooks. I know some of you guys didn't get the Fuckboy workbook, but there are certain things in the workbook that I want to use or just talk about in the webinar as far as like the red flags, and there's certain things that you guys need to focus on and ignore while you guys are going through your while you guys are doing your 7 to 9 weeks of calling your love. I met my person 88 days after I started the webinar with you guys. I was in week 7.5. So I was going on week 8 when I met my fiance. So everybody's different. Okay. So let's hop in, guys. So this is the workbook you guys should have received. It was 33 pages. It looks like this. All right. So I'm just going to go over what's in the workbook really quick. I'm going to talk about the things that you guys are needed to do daily, bi-weekly, and monthly. We're going to talk about that first. Then we're really going to go into the webinar. Okay. The reason why I'm saying this is because I did these practices every day, including doing the work. All right. So that's why I wanted to point that out to you guys. 3 things you guys need to remember while doing this is that self-love is the best love. So try to focus on the self as much as possible. Don't ever think that you're being selfish, or if anyone's like, oh, you're selfish, you don't care about me. It is your time. This is your time to focus on you. So if you are not the main priority, if you are not the first person, if it's not about you, if they're not making it about you, then you would need to block that person out, because you need as much attention and focus on yourself as possible. Not saying that you need attention from anyone else. You need to finally give yourself 100% attention. Okay. So definitely focus on like gratitude, self-love, taking yourself on dates, doing things for yourself. But also like keeping yourself busy, finding a hobby, finding something that you guys really love to do, but at the same time being open to receiving love. So it's kind of like with this, it's like you guys are going to be doing the practices, doing your everyday gratitude and stuff like that. But then finding a hobby or doing something that you love, because what you want to do is you want to put love, energy, and passion into something that you really do love, that is not focused on a person or an individual, or just like, oh, I'm ready to meet that person. What it's doing is it's training your subconscious mind to come out of fear, and for your higher self to trust and believe that you can attract love, that you can attract what you want and desire. But it's making you do it in a way where like you're focused on something that you do love, something that you have passion for, and you're putting that energy into that. But it's also opening you up to love, opening the heart chakra, and you'll see the shift and the change. So hopefully that makes sense to a lot of you guys. So just like with me, I wasn't really looking for love or focused on love, but you guys know I do tarot. You guys know I have the online shop. And at that time, I was really, really, really focused on my products and putting love and energy into my products and my boxes and stuff like that. So when I was doing the practices, I made that in my channel my main focus. And I was putting a lot of love into that. Not that I don't put love into you guys every day, but I made that my main focus outside of like my children and my home every day. Where am I going to put and show my love? Where am I going to put my love at? Where's my love going to go? And that was what I decided to do. All right. So page 1, it says this workbook will take you at least 7 to 9 weeks to complete. If you feel distracted or have distractions in your environment, start when you feel emotionally aligned. So this is very important, guys. If you guys are in an upside down foundation, if you're going through a breakup, if you're arguing and fighting with somebody, if you feel like your environment is just very toxic, or you feel like you cannot, meditate, sleep good, think, you feel like you cannot gain clarity, then you may want to wait a little while. Okay, you may want to take like a week or so you might want to take a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. I took 10 days after the webinar. So you might want to take some time to clear your space, clear your energy, declutter, and open yourself to be ready and prepared for what is about to happen. Okay, as far as like calling in someone, and just because it's a lot of clearing, a lot of things you guys are going to have to do. Okay, but if you guys really want love and you're trying to call in love, I feel like it's going to be worth it. All right, so starting out, we have the forgiveness letter, and this is going to be on page 1, and this is you guys forgiving someone or everyone that you guys feel that you guys need to forgive. This is like one of the biggest things, because forgiveness is like a huge key when it comes to love, and definitely bringing in love and welcoming in love. Like without forgiveness or not being able to forgive, it's kind of hard, because if you don't forgive, that means you're going to attract somebody in a different form, or just another person that is going to put you back in the same energy of fear, loss, or whatever you went through with the other person that you had a hard time forgiving or had a hard time releasing. So forgiveness, make that your second biggest thing while doing this webinar. So the first thing is self-love. The second thing is forgiveness. So it says on here, I want you to forgive everyone you need to forgive. Think of 10 people you need to forgive and repeat this letter, or use this letter for the next 10 days to forgive whomever has blocked your heart chakra. So with this letter, I want you guys to write down the person that you guys feel that you guys need to forgive the most. And the reason why I said 10 is because a lot of people, when you sit down and think about it, 10 does sound like a lot, but throughout your lifetime, I'm sure there's a lot of people that you needed to forgive, and maybe you just kind of threw it to the side, maybe ignored it, blocked them. It could be friends, it could be family, co-workers, whoever. You need to sit and think about these people, these situations. And I'm not saying go deep or anything. Just write out like, who do you need to forgive and why do you need to forgive them? But just maybe meditate on it for the first 15, 20 minutes. And whoever comes to mind, write that down on the side, and then write this down on the forgiveness letter, fill in the blanks, and write out why you need to forgive them, and ask yourself to release them. And what you're going to do is, in the next full moon, you're going to take all these forgiveness letters, or you're going to take your forgiveness letter, however you do it, whether you put all 10 people on there, you say this daily, or you make 10 copies or put it in your journal or whatever, you're going to burn it. After you guys are done, after the 10 days, you're going to burn it. You're going to take the ashes. You're going to want to drive at least, I drove 30 minutes away from my home, and you're going to want to release the ashes, because what you're doing is you're releasing the negative energy. You're releasing the resentment, the hurt, the pain, anything that you have held in from this person, anything that has caused you to hurt or whatever you felt when you guys were dealing with this person or whoever. Like I said, it could be family, friends, children, whatever, whoever you guys need to forgive. And you're going to release those ashes. Okay. So you want to release the ashes. I say at least 15 minutes away. I did 30 minutes. So what you're doing is when we write things out, we release. When you guys do the burning ritual and you guys collect the ashes and release it, that is like a great practice to get it out your mind. So once you empty the ashes or whatever and you're done, then it's like your mind is like reset. So you'll like your energy is just different. Your mind is reset. So you're just like, okay, cool. So I finally let that go. But this is the first practice that I want you guys to do. This book, you're going to be doing different practices every day, but then you're going to be doing like the weekly practices as well. All right. So this is the forgiveness letter that you guys got on page 1. Okay. I'm gonna try not to be long with this so we can jump into the second part. This is a self-forgiveness practice. So with forgiveness comes self-forgiveness. All right. So forgiving yourself is a major key to it as well. Because if you can forgive somebody else, you can forgive yourself. So in the process of forgiving them, you need to forgive yourself. You forgive both, not both situations. Sorry, you're forgiving yourself and the person for the situation. All right. So on the bottom, it says, repeat. I forgive myself for the situation. I know that I was accountable. In the future, I will not repeat this lesson. I forgive myself because I love myself and self-love matters. And then it's going to ask you some questions. You're going to answer it and you're going to do this practice every day. On the side with the forgiveness letter and the self-forgiveness practice, it's going to say repeat for the next 10 days. Okay. So you guys, I'm not sure if some of you guys have it printed out already or not, but on here, it just tells you guys what you guys need to do, how long you guys need to do it, whether it's daily, the next 10 days, the next week, bi-weekly or monthly or whatever. Okay. So that's pretty easy. Now we have the self-esteem journal. You guys are going to repeat this for the next 30 days. I'm just going to skip over the letting go of negativity and the setting boundaries. It's self-explanatory, so you guys can look at this in your packet. So we're going to go to the self-esteem journal, and it goes from Monday through Sunday on the first sheet. And like I said, you guys are going to need to repeat this for the next 30 days. So on here it says, Monday, something I did well today. Today I had fun, win. I felt proud, win. Tuesday, today I accomplished. I had a positive experience with something I did for myself. So on here, what you're doing is you're boosting your self-esteem and your confidence, and you are acknowledging other people. You are saying like who you're proud of, what you're proud of. You're acknowledging things that made you happy throughout the day, throughout the week, things you were proud of, things you weren't proud of. But this is to help you guys get in the energy of complimenting others, being able to take like negative criticism or, being able to accept what you maybe before did not want to accept. So this is like a really good self-esteem journal. This is something you guys are going to be doing for the next 30 days. So when I did my journal, this right here is just notes I use for like the channel and stuff. So what I did for mine, I don't have my book. I do it downstairs. But what I did was in my journal, I would write like say it was like day 10. I would write day 10 and I would do all my practices, my daily practices under day 10. And then that's how I would do it. But then I had copies too. Some of them I didn't have copies of, but some of them I just repeated it as the days went on. All right. We have the gratitude worksheet. Gratitude is very, very important as well. So you want to let the universe know that you are grateful for everything, everyone in your life. Okay. Whether it's you being grateful for the experience or whatever it may be. Every day in the morning, I think the morning is best. You want to show gratitude and at least write down 5 things, 5 people that you are grateful for. Okay, so the practice does have different questions. It says 5 things I'm grateful for today, 3 things I'm excited about today are 3 things I love in my life right now, 3 things I love about myself are these people, 3 people I am grateful for in my life. Today I will show my appreciation by I am so fortunate because my intention today is. So you'll just do this practice every day. Okay, try not to repeat the same things every day. I told you guys on the channel, try not to say or do stuff like, oh, I'm glad I woke up. Like that's a really good one. But the purpose of doing it is that you want to show you, it's like it's teaching you to show gratitude to everything in your life, even the things that we don't show gratitude to are the things that we just maybe, forget to. Like maybe you had some bomb ass mac and cheese last night. So say tomorrow, you can be like, oh, I'm grateful for that bomb ass mac and cheese I had. But every day we don't think about those things. Like we don't think about like, dang, like I got a car to drive. I have money to get gas in my car. Or thank you, universe, for making tropical starbursts, because these are like my shits right now. So I show gratitude to that this morning. I haven't had these in forever, y'all, but like I had some the other day and I'm like, damn, I forgot about tropical starbursts. I try not to eat candy and sweets all the time. You guys know that, but it's like, I was like, dang. So I was like, I'm grateful for that. Then I had seen a clear fruit in the store. I haven't had clear fruit in years. So I was like, damn, universe, you're coming through with all my little old school snacks. So I was just really grateful for that stuff at that time in that moment, even though it's stuff I may not need or may not, have thought about on a daily basis. I still want to show gratitude to it because it's something that I liked. It made me happy at that time, if that makes sense. Okay. We have the Know Your Worth journal. Okay. So that's self-explanatory too. You guys can fill that out. We have Listen to Your Emotions. This is really important too. I didn't make this an everyday practice because what you're going to do is you're going to like fill in the blanks. But with this, I feel like it was important because what I taught myself is that sometimes I tend to overreact when it comes to certain situations. And I had to learn how to kind of pause and slow down and rethink before I respond. So before I would just, and y'all know I'm a Leo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Leo with a Taurus moon. So I can kind of be like stubborn, get the fuck on my face. It's what I feel, how I feel. And I had to learn how to control my emotions when it comes to certain things. Like, for example, even when it like comes to like my children, they tell me like, Mom, you're the best mom ever, but you can go from like 0 to a million. But then I had to like rethink and I had to reflect back and how I grew up and how my mom was. No offense, me being raised by a Black woman in a Black household. My mom wasn't the kind of mom that was like soft and emotional. It was like, oh, what's wrong? How do you feel? Let me kiss you. She wasn't like that. If we got in trouble or did something wrong, my mom snapped. So I had to go back and reflect on, and y'all know my mom was my best friend. I had to reflect on my childhood and the things that I knew to do as an adult and how I can change how I respond emotionally when it comes to my children, when it comes to my relationship, when it comes to my friendship, when it comes to business, or just anybody that I deal with. Okay. So that's why on here I put listen to your emotions. So when you're sad, how do you react? Some people get sad and they tend to, you might send a crazy text message, drink, say something crazy. Like I had a really good friend and every time she was sad or hurt, she would say stuff like, oh, I'm going to go, I hope I get hit by a car. And I had to tell her like, girl, you have your whole life to live for. You got like 4 beautiful kids. Don't let nobody ever put you in energy like that. So when she was sad, she learned how to cope in different ways. So that's why I put this listen to your emotions, because this is really, really, really important, especially when it comes to attracting love or bringing love or even friendships or just anybody in your life that is going to be in your life healthy, like having a healthy relationship, because sometimes we don't realize how we can be or show up in relationships or how we respond or act to people in our life. We only just go off sometimes how we feel and how we responded, and we don't care like how it may have made them feel. And sometimes we're like, oh, well, they said it, they did this, but that doesn't mean that we have to respond in that way. But I just wanted to share my experience with you guys, because you guys know I keep it real, and that's something that me and my family therapists are working on with my children when it comes to me, and me just taking a different approach, which I think I'm doing great now because they told me I am. That I'm not abusive or anything. I'm not crazy when it comes to my kids, but like I said, I just grew up in an environment where my mom snapped. There wasn't no calm. There wasn't no, let's talk about it. It was, I'm going off and I'm beating your ass. That's how it was. But I was never in trouble like that. My brothers were more in trouble than me, but that's just how my mom was. All right. So I had to learn how to respond differently in my environment and how I'm raising my children and how my children see me respond to them. So that's why I put that. So that is important too, because whoever you guys are attracting, if you guys are going to be together, get married, you're going to have them around your children, or you're going to have them in your household, the way they see you respond to your children and your family, they're going to eventually pick that up and respond to your children and your family in the same way. So if you meet somebody and they see you going off on your kids, shut the fuck up, sit down. I can't stand y'all. I wish I never had kids. Not saying that they would say those things, but if you ever were open to give them that permission to discipline your kids or say certain things, they're going to respond to your children the same way you respond, because you have allowed that to happen. because you have been open to that. So that's why we have to learn how to control our emotions on business levels, friendships, like I said, love, our children, everything, even responding to the school. Sometimes we can't always jump and take our children's side. I get it. That was me 2 years ago. My son could have did anything wrong. And I'm like, nope, he doesn't do that with me, even though he didn't. But I had to learn that my children have a different personality outside of me, or they tend to do things outside of me. So going back to the everyday worksheets, we're going to do the affirmations, okay? You guys are going to repeat this daily for the next 30 days. This is easy. I put down some for you guys. You guys can use this as well. Okay, if you guys want to use these, or you guys can write your own 9 out at the bottom. That's how I left space. So every day you're gonna repeat these affirmations. I put mine on a sticky note and I put mine in my bathroom. So and that's what I did. So what I did was, for me, I put I feel my soulmate coming into my life. Damn, I wish I would have kept my work. I should have brought everything up here so I could have showed you guys. But mine was like super sloppy because it wasn't sloppy, but I had so much writing and so much to say. But I wrote down like the 9 affirmations and I put, I love myself. You know, self-love is the best of. I just put all those sticky notes down. So in the morning when I woke up and I washed my face and brushed my teeth, I would see them and it'll be easy for me to say it every day. So just like that, I said all 9 of my affirmations in less than like 2 minutes. Okay, even though it takes me longer to wash my face and brush my teeth than that, when I woke up, that was the first thing I seen. So it was easy for me because I can just go in the bathroom, boom, it's right there. I'm repeating my affirmations every day, boom, out the way. Now, these are the ways to cope, like I told you guys, with the emotion things. Okay, this is also important, the not to do list. Why is this important? Because you guys want to focus on everything that you don't have to do or don't need to do. Because I told you in the next 7 to 9 weeks, you need to make it all about you. You are your main focus. You are your main priority. So everything that's on your plate, minimize it. How can you do that? Reprioritize things. Is it really that important? Do you really have to do it? Do you really have to be there? Is it your responsibility? Does it concern you? Does it matter if you respond or not? Like, you have to really ask yourself that. Is this person or place draining you? How does this situation make you feel every day? Okay, so if it's not going to make or keep you happy, if it's not inspiring you, uplifting you, if it's not good news, if it's not support, then it needs to go on the not to do list. Okay, you guys need to have a positive playlist. And I put a vision board on here because I think a vision board is also creative, because you guys can do a vision board on maybe your love life or just maybe for 22 or maybe the next 6 months. But that's good because you guys can look at it every day, put it on a whiteboard or a color board. I put mine on like the science project. Remember back in the day we used to have to do the science project with like the thesis, conclusion, and all that. I didn't use those, but I used like the board and I separated mine. So in the middle was like all fire and tuition in my, online shop. Then one section was like all my children, my fiance, traveling, money, home, all that type of stuff. So I split mine up, but I did mine on a really big board because I wanted to have enough space because I just have a lot of things I want to do. So it's up to you guys. But the positive playlist, this is very important, guys, okay? To songs that's going to trigger you emotionally, mentally, okay? Lady Des, I sent it in your email. So if you didn't get it, I'll just go back and resend it. But I sent it to everybody last night with the confirmation. But if you didn't get it, let me know. Well, I see you didn't get it. But if you didn't get the PDF, let me know. All right? I know it was like 10 of you guys that purchased it this morning. So, of course, you probably don't have the PDF, and you'll get that when the webinar is over because I just didn't have time. I was trying to prep and get everything ready. So, really quick with this one. I was talking to you guys about this on the channel a couple weeks ago. And I was telling you guys how I like Janae Aiko. She's a good artist. But I was telling you some of her songs when she was going through it, which a lot of artists take their pain and put it into their music, which is great. But remember her song Triggered? I think that's what it's called. I think Triggered. And remember in the song how she was saying like how she hated, we already know she was talking about Big Sean, how she hated him, but loved him, but wanted to fuck him. But then again, like, I can't stand you. I can't believe you did this to me. That is not the type of music that you guys want to listen to right now. Okay? So I know Summer Walker is a big deal. Everybody's loving her. They're listening to her music. There's a lot of songs on there you probably don't want to listen to. Is it a great album? Is she a good artist? Yes. I'm not hating, not throwing any shade, but you want to listen to music that's going to uplift you. You want to listen to music that's about love, that's about marriage, or you know, like things like it, you don't want to listen to no creeping and lying and cheating type music, okay? You don't want to listen to that. You want to listen to something that's going to uplift you. You want to listen to like really good positive music and create that playlist and put that in your energy field. So India Aries is really good. Some of Erykah Badu's music is good. Some of Mary J. Blige's music is good. Now you guys can listen to music about like pain and healing, as far as like the self, like, oh, I've been through a lot, like I'm healing, you know, but you don't want to listen to a song like about being a third party, creeping, oh, I'm his for the weekend. Like, you don't want to listen to shit like that. Okay? That is what you want to avoid. You don't want to listen to that type of music because that's going to put you back in that energy. And for some of you guys, it might give you that temptation to like, oh, I just want to fuck one last time, or oh, he does get on my fucking nerves, but oh, I want to fuck the shit out of him. So you don't want to do that. You want to stay in a very positive energy when it comes to your music. It's okay to listen to some rap and stuff like that, and you know, throw a little bit of trap music in there, LOL. But like, far as like the music, far as like where you feel like you're about to slide off the wall, no, you don't want to listen to that. Okay, you don't want to listen to that type of music. Okay. Yes, get it together. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. So the permission slip in the self-love date. I love these guys because you guys need to start giving yourself permission. That is something that we do not do often, is give ourselves permission. It may seem like we do, but we don't. You know, like if we say, oh, I'm going to get my hair, my nails done, I don't feel like that's permission. I feel like that's like an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? So it says, today I give myself permission to do whatever I want. Today I want to. And then it says, I also need blah, blah, blah. It says, my self-care matters. I will not spend my day thinking about how, when, where, or why. I will not spend my money in fear, hold on to doubt, or think in a low vibrational energy. I'm protected. The universe has my back. Whatever I spend will come back to me tenfold. Today is about me. I will spend my day in peace. I am beautiful. I am confident. I am amazing. I am strong. I am worthy. Thank you, universe. And then at the bottom, you're going to put, how was your day? And did you make the most of it as far as like what you did? So say, I'm just speaking future tense. Say it's like March 2nd. And I'm just like, oh, I want to go to the Gucci store and buy a makeup bag. If that's what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put that intention out there. I'm going to speak that into the universe. I'm going to speak it into existence. I'm going to put my permission, fill out my permission slip, and I'm going to let it happen. And when I'm doing it, I'm not going to think about, well, not saying you shouldn't think about how much it is, but I'm not going to spin in fear. If it makes me happy, if it makes me feel beautiful, it makes me feel confident, if it makes me feel great about myself, it's something that I want, something that I love, you know, something that I really want to do, then do it. It doesn't even have to be that. It could be, maybe you want to go get a Big Mac meal. I don't know. It's just whatever you want to do, but it's like you're giving yourself permission to do it. Okay. And y'all deserve more than a Big Mac meal. So I hope it's something great, but at least give yourself permission, at least once to twice a month, because it helps with your self-love. It does help boost your confidence. It does make you feel better as a person. It does make you feel better as an individual, because when our kids want and need something, we're so quick to go buy it, go do it, and they get what they want. So our people around you get what they want. That's just like paying the rent every month. Why can't you do something for yourself monthly? Okay, I don't even care if it's a scoop of ice cream from Haagen-Dazs. Just give yourself permission to have it and not think about, oh, if I get this, I'm going to feel bad. Or if I get this, I can't tell nobody. I got to hide it. If I get this, oh, it's $100. Like, no, get what you want. Give yourself permission, okay, to do what you want. And that is really important, okay? Because what it's also doing is putting you on a higher pedestal far as like how people perceive and see you. So a person that comes into your life, if they see that you're not settling, giving in, that you hold yourself to a certain standard, then they're going to see that they have to live up to that or give that to you, or then they'll just know right away if they're for you or not. So trust me, in the process of this, I met a few people, and I met somebody that was really honest and was like, you have a lot to offer. Actually, you have too much to offer, and I just can't see myself living up to your expectations. I had so much respect for that person because they didn't waste my time. And they saw that I know my worth, and I know what I want, and I can get anything that I want or need with or without them. So it also teaches you not to validate yourself through a man or anybody, because you can do it with or without. That's what it also teaches you. So do the permission slip, guys. Give yourself permission. Okay. And then we have a self-love date. It says, to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. So Plan a date. Have fun, you guys. Get cute. Take a lot of selfies and take yourself out. Go do something. It is not bad to date yourself, okay? Definitely take yourself out on a date. Do a self-love date, guys, all right? And then we have the 30-day self-love challenge. And this is going to be it for the things that you guys are needing to repeat, okay? So with the 30-day self-love challenge, so I'm just going to read a few of them. So it says, day 1, after brushing your teeth, look in the mirror and say, I love you. On day 3, it says, say positive things about yourself all day. Let's see. Day 9, it says, write a letter to your younger self. Day 10, roll down the windows and play your music loud. Yes, I'm going to do that today, y'all, because I have to go to Walmart after this. I haven't did that in a long time. So yes, roll your windows down, play your music, bang your music. You know what I'm saying? Just be ghetto for like 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. You know, just do your thing. But it's like you're doing things that you love and you're being yourself. So that's why I put that on there, because that's me. Like, I'm not going to lie, y'all. When I'm in the car and my music comes on, that's when I really get the dancing and I'm like myself. You know, I might twerk a little bit and stuff because, you know, you be hyped, you be listening to your music. You be like, oh, shit. So I feel good when I do that because it's like no matter who's watching or what's going on, I'm really focused on me and myself. Like, I'm really in tune with me at that time, especially if it's my song. I'm just like, I block everything out. So do that, you know, so that's on there. We have, let's see, day 15, model for yourself in the mirror. So shoot, put on a cute outfit, guys. Put on your heels, put some makeup on, take your wine out, wand your hair up, take some pictures, model for yourself. You know, make sure the background is looking cute. These are all the things that you guys can do to keep yourself in a good energy as far as like self-love, okay? Write yourself a love letter. If you guys like tea or coffee, like go tea or coffee shopping. If that's something that you like, or if you guys don't do either that, if you're like a water person, like, you know, go water shopping. I don't know, but do little things. So there's a lot of little things on here that I picked that I thought were cute, things that I do. Like donating, or, you know, just cleaning your room, making space for your person, buying an extra toothbrush, or clearing the drawer because you want to make room, you want to make space, okay, for somebody to come into your life, okay? So yes, you be staying bumping into the flow, girl. That's me. Shoot, don't let me, girl. Especially if I'm looking cute, don't let me look cute too. And especially after I get my hair done, you can't tell me nothing. My little girl, I'll be having the sunroof open, but it's kind of cold in Texas right now, so I can't really bump like I really want to. But that's every now and then, especially when the kids are in the car. When the kids are in the car, I got to be innocent and turn on the radio, so they don't see that side. So, you know, I got to play both sides. But the new you. So you guys are going to do this at the end, okay? I just did this for fun, okay? I'm just going to ask you simple questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite band, your favorite artist? Because I noticed and I learned that after I did the practice that I changed like certain things about me. As far as like my music kind of changed a little bit. My favorite color is still the same. I got more into reading, more into research, just certain things. So just, you guys can fill this out if you guys want to. I just did it for fun because it's supposed to help grow and evolve you. So after the 7 to 9 weeks, I'm sure it's going to be a few things on one of these 2 sheets that you have changed about yourself, or as whatever it may be. Let's see on here. What do you like? It might be something that you love to do for fun, you know, or maybe you're into like animals now or something. I don't know, but I just put a lot of little things that people, you know, are like right here. What did I used to be ashamed of? You should definitely be able to answer that, because what is something that you used to be ashamed of before you did the practices? Okay. Or what new hobbies do you love doing? You know, like find new things to do. Okay. So like, okay, so my oldest son, he likes to hand knit and he likes to knit. I've never been into knitting. I've never been into like knitting and crocheting, but when I was going through my little calling in the one, I was sitting there and I was bored one day. He was like, Mom, let me teach you how to knit. Did I get through it? No, but on the questionnaire, it's gonna ask you like, what is something that you did that was new or fun? And I got to learn to do stuff with my kids that I didn't know that they like to do. So it was fun for me. So like my kids like to make rubber band balls, they like to knit, they like to crochet, they play basketball, they do all their things, but there's a lot of little things that they like to do that I didn't know they like to do. So it was fun for me because I learned something new about my children, and I also learned how to do something new that I never done before. So it could be anything little like that, but just little things that you guys are learning or will learn. Okay, so that's just like the everyday practices and some stuff you guys can fill out with the first half of the workbook. I try not to make it too long. Now we're going to go into calling in the one. All right. I'm going to take out some stuff from the Fuckboy Workbook. This is the Fuckboy Workbook, guys. A lot of you guys got this if you ordered the package that had both PDF. But this was also mailed to you guys. Okay. So this workbook is good if you guys are really needing to cut somebody off. Like if it's been hard to cut somebody off, or you guys want to cut somebody off, or you're tired of attracting these type of men, stuff like that, this workbook will be good for you guys. So if you guys got both of these, I would suggest probably doing this and then calling the person in, because you don't want to call somebody in while you're still releasing. I will release first and then call in. Okay. Let me go to the worksheet that I was looking for. Okay, so the red flags. Oh yeah, the releasing sheet. The green flags, and don't forget. All right, so these are the 4 things I wanted to pull out of the Fuckboy Workbook. And all you guys can do this. So every day I want you guys to do a 7-day challenge every day. So even if you don't get the workbook, I want you guys to do the 7-day challenge. And it's going to ask you, what are you releasing today? I want you guys to wake up for the next 7 days and ask yourself whom or what you're releasing every day. I don't care if it's 1 thing, 5 things, 10 things, release it, let it go. Just write it out and release it, okay? So that would definitely help you guys. So, all right, calling in the one. So it says, are you ready to call in the one? And it says you guys will need a composition book, notebook, or journal to complete these practices. And that's why I have this right here. Okay. All right. Take a sip of my little drink. It's not alcohol. I'm just drinking a kiwi strawberry juice. Okay. So it says week 1. It says walk through your house and ask yourself if your home is open and ready for true love. How is the energy in your home? What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to declutter? So practice 1. Take out your notebook and list at least 10 things you can alter or change in your home. Make your environment more welcoming for your romantic partner. Okay. So in week 1, that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to walk around your home and ask yourself, like, is it too decluttered? What do you need to get rid of? Do you feel like you need to get rid of anything? If you were to meet somebody tomorrow, do you feel like you can have a relationship with that person in your home? Not saying they need to move in. No, because like me and my person, like you guys know I'm engaged, but we still don't even live together. Okay. So we wanted to wait. We're going to combine homes eventually, but we can both go to each other's houses and we both feel welcome in each other's house. So he has clothes here. He has a toothbrush. He has shoes here. He has a drawer here. He has certain stuff here. I have stuff at his house. My boys have stuff at his house. So it's like, regardless of who house we're at, there's still the energy of both of us there. So you need to ask yourself, week 1 is there room? Do you have room for somebody? Do you have room for somebody to be in your life to where you can open your space to them? Okay. So if not, you guys need, like I said, you guys would need it to declutter. Get a small drawer. It doesn't have to be like a full drawer, or do a half of a drawer. Start throwing out old pajamas, panties you don't wear anymore. Oh, that bra is too small. You know it. It might be your favorite bra. Throw it out. Victoria's Secret's going to have a sale again soon. You know, if you haven't worn them socks in 6 months, donate them. Throw them out. You can get some more. I don't know. But you got to start making space and opening your house and your space to love. Okay? So my biggest thing was I was used to being comfortable with it just being me and my boys. So I did declutter and I cleared my space, but I had to act as if somebody was here. Okay? So I know it might sound corny, but like, when I did my nightstand, I set my nightstand up for 2. So I ended up getting another nightstand on the other side of my bed and made it seem like it was like a his or her nightstand. You know what I'm saying? So I had his, her. I got extra toothbrushes. I cleared out my drawers. I would go to bed looking cute at night. Okay. So like sometimes I ain't gonna lie, like if I'm tired, I might do jogging pants and a cami because I have boys. So I have to make sure I dress a certain way. But if they were like knocked out, that's when I throw on like the silk shirts, the cute bra, you know, made sure I smelled good every night, you know, soaked and took my bath. I act as if like I had somebody here that I was going to sleep with, or that, like just if they were here, I just made space. I just opened my space, my energy, my home a little bit more to somebody being here. Okay. So it says practice 2, letting go of the past. Did you says no? Do you need to fully release someone, a romantic partner, ex-friend, etc.? Go through your old letters, emails, texts. It's time to delete and get rid of what no longer serves you. Go through your closet house and get rid of what no longer serves you. If it hasn't been used or worn within the last 6 months, then it's time for you to make a decision. Goodbye, shift your energy. So for some of you guys, I know it might be hard, but you got to get rid of those pictures. You got to get rid of those texts. You got to get rid of those emails. Maybe save a few. If they bought you something and they ain't shit, it's time for it to go in the trash. You got to get rid of that energy, okay? You got to get rid of, it's just certain things. I know certain things have, value or memories and stuff like that. Of course, especially if it's something expensive, of course, keep it. But if it's little things or if it's like a box of chocolates that they bought you and you ain't ate a chocolate out of it in a year, throw it away. Just get rid of it. You can go buy yourself a box of chocolates. You don't need it. So it's all about just getting rid of that stuff because all of that stuff has energy. Cleaning your phone off. I clean my phone off every week because it's energy. I save and clean my phone off every week. I talk to you guys on it. Not saying you guys are bad energy, but I talk on it. I text on it. It's always in my office. It's in my purse, in my room, in the bathroom. So it's same thing. Cleanse the space. Sage your area. Get rid of some stuff. If they had 10 t-shirts left over and all of them are your favorites, we'll pick 2 that are really, really your favorite. Okay. And throw them out. You'll be amazed into the flow. Some people do that. I'm not gonna lie, I did that. I remember a long time ago, an ex gave me a teddy bear and a chocolate. And it was I was younger though. It was so cute. And it was only some $10 little gift. And it's not about the amount, but I kept that thing for years. And I remember one day I would start laughing, why did I keep this little cheap ass bear and this chocolate for all this time? And literally it made me feel good just throwing it away. So, but it could be anything, guys. Just you want to clear your space. So week 1 is about clearing your space, clearing your energy, making room for this person, saging, getting rid of just text, email, stuff like that. Especially you want to get rid of the text where it was nasty or bad energy between you guys. Oh, I can't stand you. I hate you. I don't love you no more. It's over. I don't want to be with you no more. Blah, 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 blah. You want to get rid of that because you don't want to go back and reflect on that or think about that. Okay. Because if that's how they feel, fuck them. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you're not with me because I'm about to find somebody new anyway. So you want to be in that energy. Okay, guys. That's what you want to do. Practice 3. Social media accounts. Who do you guys need to delete and unfollow? That is very important, guys. Okay. Some people we follow, some people we talk to or don't even talk to. It's time for you guys to clear up your social media and kind of unfollow them. When I was doing the practice, I was only on social media because I had to work, but I promise you guys, I didn't really go to other people's pages. I didn't go to Shade Room. I didn't look at celebrity. I didn't look at any of that because sometimes that can kind of mess us up too when we see people in relationships or we see people doing good or we see people in the energy that we want to be in. It kind of brings us down. It can trigger us. It can make us feel some type of way. Unless you just know that person on an everyday basis and they front and then it's a laugh. But in our reality, it can really mess with you guys. So I was on social media as less as possible. But like I said, you guys know I have the channel and stuff. So I have to of course, upload and post and do stuff like that. But try to delete and unfollow the people that don't matter to you. Okay. So if you're following 50 celebrities and you're scrolling on your thing, you're like, damn, I wish I can buy that. I wish I was that. I wish I got engaged. I wish I was. That is bringing you down. Believe it or not, it's creating a low vibrational energy. Okay. So you want to minimize that. Maybe don't follow as many celebrities or don't, go on social media as much and stuff like that. So that's something that you need to do. So week 1 is easy. I feel like it's just all about clearing and releasing. I feel like that's something great that you guys can do. Even if it wasn't about calling in the one, I feel like that's definitely what you guys should just do every blue moon, at least twice a year. Okay. Let's see. We have week 2. Who do I carry resentment towards? Make a list of people who have hurt you. Why are you carrying resentment towards them? Okay. So it says practice 1. Answer the following questions. Why do I have resentment towards this person? What can I own up in this situation? What lesson did it teach me? What is the positive in this situation? Why can't I accept this person? Can you open your heart to releasing resentment towards this person? All right. So in week 2, you guys are going to be releasing resentment. All right. And you guys need to ask yourself, and I love you guys. But all that playing victim, he did, she did, they hurt me, woe is me. out the fucking door, okay? Because we all been hurt and we all hurt somebody. So now it's time for you guys to own up and show accountability for what you allowed to happen, what you put yourself through, because none of it would have happened if you didn't stay involved in it. So I know it's hard to say, and I don't want to say it like that, but I have to be honest with you guys. You guys can't keep blaming somebody else for what they did to you when you allowed it and when you accepted it, or you let them do it to you over and over, or 2-3 times, whatever it is. So week 2 is you accepting what happened, accepting what you allowed them to do, taking accountability for it, releasing them, forgiving yourself. We're doing that with the self-forgiveness, all right? In the forgiveness, you're forgiving them and you're releasing the situation altogether. What are you going to do? You're going to move forward proudly, because you know that the next person that comes in your life, regardless if it's love, family, friends, you're not going to let them overstep that boundary, or you're not going to let them do that to you again. All right. So in week 2, it's teaching you how to own up to your mistakes, how to own up to things that you did let happen or that you allowed to happen. But what you're doing is you're getting your pride and ego out of it and just admitting, like, yes, I let this happen. Yes, I allowed this to happen. Yes, I did this. Yes, I accepted this. Yes, I accepted that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to do that. And trust me, guys, I've been there. I've done that. So I'm not getting on anyone. I'm not saying like, oh, you don't ever feel like, oh, I was stupid for doing this. I was naive for doing that. I didn't think this. I didn't think that. Trust me, because sometimes when we're in relationships or we're dealing with people, we don't understand why. And at that time, we did that. Okay. So for example, I'm going to bring up a situation of mine. My ex was a really good guy, really good dad, really good person, Connor's dad. But his sister and his family was an issue, and he did not have a backbone. And instead of me walking away and loving myself, I allowed my low vibrational self to be triggered by his sister, his family, and everything that they were bringing towards me. And then I got messy. I got nasty. I was how can I say it? I was creating drama. I was toxic. I was going off, oh, bitch, I beat you, that type of stuff, because I felt like that's what I needed to do at the time. And then on top of that, I was broken. But in our reality, my son's father should have owned up and said something like, look, this is the mother of my child. This is my sister. Y'all are not going to fight and argue. He rather took her side. And the more he took her side, because he felt like I was his sister, the more upset, it made me more upset. And I would get really, really mad. And then I would lash out and go off on him, go off on her, and all that stuff. But because I was broken. But now when I look back at it, years later, at my age 35, I look back and I laugh, because I know now if that was to happen, if my fiance's sister tried to come for me, it won't even happen, because I'm such in a high vibrational energy that whatever she says or does, I wouldn't even let it bother me, let alone affect me. But then I know that my fiance will say something and stand his ground when it comes to me and our relationship and protecting our relationship. So in that situation, I always used to I'm not going to say always play victim, but I used to always blame everything on him, everything on her. And I never looked back and was like, Ash, you did go the fuck off. Oh, you did threaten to fight her. Oh, you said this, you said that. I never wanted to take accountability for that, because to me, I always felt like, no, if he loved me, then blah, blah, blah. Why didn't he say nothing? He need to shut her the fuck up. He need to do it. I never took accountability. But when I took accountability and I actually really thought about it, guess what's so crazy? Now me and her get along. Could y'all believe that that's Connor's favorite auntie? So every time he goes to visit his dad, he always talks about his auntie. Oh, my auntie this, my auntie that. And I see the love there. But that was before, when we argued, I would have never thought in a million years that me and her can be civil. I never wanted to. But then I just forgave her. And I was like, you know what? I was like, why am I holding on to this? Why am I even allowing myself to even, stay in this energy? I let it go. Me and his dad get along. We co-parent well. And then Connor gets to see his auntie. His auntie's in his life. And now I look back and laugh like, dang, Ash, I didn't have to be so ignorant. But I was just so mad and I was so broken at the time as a person that I wanted him to feel the same way I felt, or I wanted him to defend me, which I thought he should have. But I wanted him to do certain things that he wasn't doing. So I made the situation a lot worse. So that was just my example, far as something that I went through and me sharing myself with you guys, far as what I allowed. But then it's crazy because as the relationship grew, I found out that his sister was a karmic to me, and that he was brought into my life so that I can meet his sister so that we can clear a karmic debt. So that's why I was telling you guys on the channel the other day. Sometimes we meet somebody, and when their families or certain people put us through stuff, sometimes it's not even a person that we're with. We have a karmic debt to pay a family member. It could be their mom, their sister, their dad, their brother, their friend, their kid, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I found out after the fact, after I talked to my coach. And she was like, yeah, you and his sister have a karmic debt that needs to be paid. She was like, you guys, she was like, once you guys both show accountability, she's like, the karmic debt will be cleared. And I was like, why? And then she told me because both of us wanted him in a past life, and it made sense because his sister was so attached to him. You would thought that his sister was his girlfriend, and that's what I hated the most about our relationship. Like, it can be far as like, what are we gonna eat for dinner? Oh, let me call my sister. Why do you need to call your fucking sister to figure out what we're going to eat for dinner? But that used to make me mad because I'm like, damn, everything we do, she's involved. But then now that I think about it, she was a karmic to me. And everything he did say to her, it triggered me because I have a karmic debt with her. So it was just something between me and her. And it wasn't really him. He was just a middle person to bring us together. And it was just messy. Okay? I'm telling y'all, it was trifling. It was messy. If y'all told y'all the whole story, y'all be like, fire, are you freaking serious? But I will say the relationship I had with him is who I am today. And I became fire intuition 7 days after I broke up with him. Literally, I'm not lying. When we broke up, I was broke. He left me in a bad situation. Like when we broke up, he left and went back to his sister, went all the way back to Georgia from Arizona, left me with the baby, no gas, no diapers, no nothing. No money. I had to figure everything out. I had just left my job. Long story, y'all. And so I will never forget, I went to Barnes & Nobles and I saw the Cosmic Tarot, this tarot deck right here. I saw the Cosmic Tarot and I opened it and I looked at the messages and it gave me a headache and it just started ringing to me. And so the lady was like, oh, you have to have a receipt for that if you're going to open it and use it in the store. She was like, we don't mind you using, the products in the store, but you have to have a receipt, especially if it's like books and tarot and stuff like that. Y'all, I didn't even have money to pay for the deck. So there was this older white guy in the store and he gave me money. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, I feel so bad. I was going to figure it out. How, I don't know. I would have probably called my mom, something like that. And he was like, no. So I sat down and I looked at the cards for hours. And then I took the booklet and I gave my son the booklet. I gave Carter the booklet. And I said, Carter, keep the booklet. I gave him the booklet after the guy paid for it. And I said, Carter, in a few days, I'm going to pull the cards. I'm like, and I want you to help me figure out if these are right or not. Like if what I'm picking up if it's right or not. So I picked up the cards and what I was getting intuitively was matching with some of the cards. And I just bust out crying. And then I called my mom and my mom was like, all right, it's time for me to tell you. I was like, tell me what? And then that's when she told me that my great grandmother did tarot. She did Buddhism back in the day. Back then they did it to heal people and stuff. She didn't do it for bad. She's from Louisiana. She was Creole. She told me all about my family history and everything, and that my grandmother used to do it. My great grandmother used to do it, and it skipped her. And I guess I was the chosen person to do it in the family. So when we broke up, a week later, I got introduced to tarot, and then a month later, I started my channel. Okay, so I would have never been who I am today or started my channel if I did not meet my ex and his sister, just pretty much. But I only brought that up to tell you guys that sometimes when we deal with the karmic person or we're in a karmic situation, it may not be that person that you are dealing with that is karmic. It may be somebody around them that is karmic. And say if you date somebody and you don't like the baby mom or you don't like the girlfriend or the mom, that may be why. Or if you guys just don't seem to like each other, you don't know why, that might be why. But that was a big lesson for me to learn. And that was a huge thing for me. And I could never accept accountability, or I could never accept me being wrong in that relationship when it came to her or him. And then when I evolved, I was able to accept it. And I actually even apologized to both of them, even though I didn't want to. I was like, if she come at me wrong, I was like, I'm just gone. But then she never did. It just organically just happened to where we both were like, you know what? It's just time to drop it. Let's move on. Let's move forward. And that's what we did. So by the time I apologized, she was kind of like in the same energy of apologizing to me too. But it just naturally happened. Okay. So I want you guys to think about that when it comes to accountability, when it comes to resentment, when it comes to a karmic partner, all of that. Think about, go deep within the story so that you guys can see the root of the situation. And then you guys want to know what's so crazy is now when I talk to Connor's dad sometimes, he's like, man, I wish I would have took my sister out of it. I wish I would have said something. But that was his lesson, speaking up. His lesson was taking accountability in the fact of like, this is my family now. And even though you're my sister, I have a child. Like, you know, so it taught him a lot too. But we'll never get back together. But we're good friends. But we just both taught each other a lot. And that was a karmic partner. And we were karmic to each other. And we both taught each other a lot. So we were karmic to each other through his sister. I was his karmic partner. His sister was my karmic partner. He was just a soulmate to me. Okay? So that's why I told you guys in the channel the other day, sometimes when you hear readings and stuff and people are like, oh, the karmic's doing this and that, you can be the karmic and not realize that you are the karmic, or maybe the other person is a karmic, but the karmic doesn't matter. Okay? Your lesson is showing accountability and releasing resentment towards whatever situation you're in or whoever it is. Doesn't have to be karmic though. Okay, guys? So that's the practice 1. And then practice 2 says, who do you have a toxic tie with? That's why I brought this up. And then practice 3, write a promise letter to your higher self, asking to break all toxic ties to this person. Okay. In this letter, write a positive outcome so that you can look at this situation from a higher perspective. All right. So I'm going to tell you guys what I did was I wrote a letter to her. I never gave it to her. She doesn't know, but I wrote a letter to her and I told her in the letter that I hope that one day we can repair our relationship on the strength of my son so that my son can know his family and his auntie and where he came from, because my mother and my father are both in my life, but I grew up not knowing my dad's side of the family. And by my mom being the only child, I never did family reunions. I never had cousins. I don't have all that, you guys. So I never been to a family reunion, and I'll be 35 this year. I never had a cousin that I can call like, girl, what's up? You know, like I never had the cousin named Day, or I never experienced none of that because my mom was the only child. I had aunts and cousins through my mom that was her aunts or her cousins, but I never had that experience. And my son's dad, he has 4 brothers and sisters. Their family is big. They do family reunions. Everyone's close. They see each other. They all live in Ohio. They all live near each other, down the street from each other. And I wanted him to have that because that was something that I never had. So in the letter, I wrote that out to her, to the universe, saying that I hope that we can repair our relationship and that one day we can release our resentment and our toxicity towards each other so that our son can grow and have a healthy relationship with his father and with his aunt, because by us not getting along, he wouldn't want to be around my son. Okay. So, and to me, that was stupid, but that again was on his dad. So as I was writing a letter and as I started doing this calling in the one webinar, it started to show. And just out the blue, his dad was like, oh, I'm gonna start getting Connor for the summers. I'm gonna get him on break. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start paying for daycare, all that. I just wrote it in a letter. I didn't ask him. I didn't beg him because I'm the type of woman, if you don't do it, I'll do it by myself. I'm not about to chase you down. My son's dad is 40. He's too damn grown. He knows better. He knows what he has to do. But it's like it just started naturally happening. Okay. And then her daughter started getting involved and she started helping. So I always like to share my story so you guys can see it from my perspective, or just see what's going on, rather than me like, oh, well, this person, because I know how it made me feel. So hopefully by me telling you guys can see the feelings and what I'm projecting to you guys and how I went through and what I went through and how it can help you guys understand, or just help you guys in general, you know, when it comes to releasing a person, because sometimes we don't realize that person could have affected our life in such a huge way. So when I let her go and all that go, it turned my life around for the better. Okay. And it also helped me release my fear, because I always said I never wanted to date someone with sisters, and my fiance has 2 sisters and they actually love me. So, you know what I'm saying? And he has all females in his family, not really any males. So I was like, oh, damn, I met somebody that got all females and he has daughters. So I was scared at first because I'm like, I don't have time for this fucking trauma. But they all love me and they're all cool. Okay. So it's different. Or maybe just because my fiance, he's Mexican and Haitian. So he's mixed. So maybe it could be that he was raised Hispanic. So their family is like kind of different, you know. So when I'm around him, I learn a lot of things from his family. You know, as far as his aunt, like she loves to make all the Mexican food. She likes to make all the strong ass margaritas. She salsa dances. His like sister, his mom teaches me Spanish, certain stuff. So it's just different stuff that I learned from them that I wasn't used to learning or wasn't used to in my other relationships. So that might be it too. All right. Yeah, he has girls and I have boys. So yep, it all worked out. And he's really close with his mom. They're best friends. Me and my mom were best friends. So yeah, it just all kind of worked out. So week 3, how do you feel about love? Are you limiting yourself when it comes to love? All right. So you got to ask yourself when it comes to love, how do you truly really feel about love? And guys, could y'all believe this one was hard for me? Because even though like I said, I wasn't in the energy like far as wanting love, but I knew like I wanted to be with someone. I really had to sit down and ask myself, and that's a question that I feel like we don't tend to ask ourselves very often. Like, what does love mean to us, and how do we feel about love? I know we all want love, but how does love make you feel? Like, how do you really feel when it comes to love? So when it comes to love, like when it comes to love, what do you like? What's the first thought? Like, what's the first thought in your mind? How do you feel? How does it make you feel? What do you want out of love? Like, if you could just take a piece of paper and what do they call it? Brainstorm. What would you put on here? Like, what would you say? So it says, practice 1. Answer the following questions. How do you feel about love? 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Do you believe you can and will find true love? And then it says, I fear I won't find love because, and then it says, what are your love languages? How do you want to receive love? Do you want to give love the same way you want to be loved? Can you release all your negative thoughts when it comes to love? So this is very important. If you guys have not did the 5 love languages, I suggest you guys do it. Okay? Because it taught me so much about love and about how I love. Okay? And mine was, my first one was word of affirmations. It was quality time. It was service. Damn, I forgot the 4th one. And then I remember my last one was gifts. So gifts were last because like gifts matter to me, but not as much as like somebody's time. You know, so I'd rather somebody be available to me and spend time with me and be there for me emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, than for them to buy me something. Do I want gifts and do I need gifts? Yeah, who doesn't want gifts? Okay. Yay with the crown pen. But at the end of the day, I had to ask myself, I'd rather my person always be there for me and be available to me than to just buy me something. My high school sweetheart was like that. He's a good person. He's a Sagittarius. We still talk to this day. Like we're so cool. Like he even knows I'm getting married and everything. He was like, I'm showing up to the wedding. That's how cool we are. Like he's the type of person that when I was sad or when I wanted his attention, he'll go buy me a Tiffany bracelet or he'll give me money or, oh, let me go buy you some shoes. Because that was his love language and that was his way of loving. And the reason why is because he came from nothing and didn't have much. And his parents were crackheads. And I'm not trying to call him out. He knows I talk about this. But I wouldn't just tell I'm telling y'all, but I wouldn't just, just out the blue, oh yeah, da-da-da-da. But one day he broke it down to me and he told me, I said, why do you always buy me stuff? I said, you never really want to spend time with me. You never give me words of affirmation, stuff like that. And he was like, Ash, she's like, the reason why I buy you things or the reason why I buy people things is because I never had those things. And my parents could never afford this. And my parents gave me up for drugs and I had to go live with my auntie and stuff. So my way of showing love is giving people things that I never had or never could afford. And by him being in a good place, making 6 figures and being able to afford it, that's his way of showing love. But when I was younger and dated him outside of high school, I didn't understand that. And most people that I knew were like, girl, you stupid. You better take all them gifts because my boyfriend don't buy me this and he don't do me that. But I'm like, yeah, but your boyfriend spends time with you. So I wanted time rather than I wanted gifts. But then now that I'm older, I realized like that was his love language and that was the way he loved. And that was the only way he knew how to show love. So my number 1 is words of affirmation because the way I grew up and how my mom always complimented us. My mom always embraced us. My mom always, because my brothers are way lighter than me and I'm dark skinned. So of course, a couple times I got talked about, oh, you black, you little charcoal biscuit stuff. You know how kids can be mean and say stuff. My mom used to always be like, oh, black is beautiful. You're beautiful. Don't worry about nobody say. And my mom built me up to love myself and love the skin I'm in, that if somebody ever said anything about me, it doesn't even matter. Like if somebody says something about like just me in general, I wouldn't even take it serious, especially if it's somebody that I don't really have feelings for or care about. It wouldn't bother me because my mom built me up to be that person. She built me up to accept who I am. She helped me embrace who I am. Like Carter, he has a birthmark on the side of his head. So when his hair goes in, sometimes it looks like he put a patch in his head. But as Carter got older, I've been doing words of affirmation. And Carter is the type that, like, he doesn't even care if his hair goes in and his birthmark's there. I'm like, Carter, let's go get your hair because they need to fade it in. He's like, Mom, I don't even care what people say. Like, that's me. Like, I got my birthmark. I got it from my grandma. It is what it is. It's there. So words of affirmation have always been important to me because I feel like words of affirmation can help boost someone's confidence. It makes a person feel better. It makes a person feel important. It makes a person feel valued. So that's why mine was words of affirmation for my first one. And the second one is quality time. Okay. So the 5 love languages, you guys can go online and take the test. I don't know who the author is, Sharonda. Let me see. Let me look it up real quick because I should have put that on there. 5 love languages. It is by Gary Chapman. Oh, yeah, here it is. Words of affirmation. Yeah. So mine was words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, active services, and receiving gifts. Okay. So, yeah, by Gary Chapman. Yeah. So it's a really good book. And they even have like a couples one. They have one for children. Okay. And when I read the book, I was so shocked because you know that in the book, it pretty much says that 80% of how people love comes from their environment. And I really never thought about that. And I told you one day when my high school sweetheart broke down to me why he buys gifts and why he does the things he does, it made sense to why gifts will be his number one thing. Words of affirmation were his last thing. And that's because he didn't get that love and support as far as, oh, I love you, son. You look great. You're doing a great job, stuff like that. That matters when it comes to a person, especially if somebody, you know, like if you're working really hard and stuff like that. I think like me, especially when I'm working really hard, like last night I was doing the folders. And I had to do 100 folders. And I mailed out half of them on Saturday. I'm mailing the other half out tomorrow. So my fiance, he started helping me because I put them in the palms. So when you guys get them, they're going to be in the palms. They're not going to be on the side. So, you know, I got nails and stuff. And he was like, babe, he's like, step to the side. He's like, let me help you. He's like, because you work really hard. You're a great mom. He's like, I know you're busy with the channel and your job and stuff like that. He's like, let me help you, you know, because I see you working really hard. And that like made my night. Because I was just like, I'm glad that somebody can see that I'm busting my ass off, trying to be a mom, cooking, cleaning, all that. So words of affirmation always get to me because that's how my mom was with me. She always complimented me or always let me know I was doing a good job or embraced me in some type of way. So the love languages are very important. Okay. Then it says practice 3. Practice 2. Breaking patterns. What is a repeated pattern in my romantic relationship? Why is this a personal pattern? What are you doing to attach these repeated patterns in your relationship? And it says some other stuff. So you got to think of a pattern that you guys tend to break. I mean, that you guys need to break when it comes to a relationship. So yes, the quiz is online. So what is something that you guys need to break when it comes to your relationship? And I told you guys with my ex, and when it comes to my children, what did I tell y'all I do? I go the fuck off. Oh my God. It's bad, y'all. But I'm doing so good. And I'm not saying like I'm not a mean person. I'm not. I'm a very loving person. But when you fuck with me, when you get under my skin, when you make me mad, when I don't feel valued or I don't feel appreciated, when you lie to me, you do certain things, I will go off. So that was something that I had to break. And I told you guys in the beginning of the webinar, it's like my children told me certain things. And then I noticed in my relationships that sometimes I would just pop off and I wouldn't care because I told you I'm Leo with Taurus moon. So now I'm doing really great and I know how to communicate my emotions and my feelings and how I feel without going off. You know, I know how to communicate without like, so for example, with my fiance, say if I missed him and I didn't see him, if this was me in the past, I would just text him like, oh, wow, you must got somebody else. You must got a sneak link because you ain't text me, called me all day, blah, blah, blah. That would have been me in the past, going off like, oh, well, fuck you don't care, blah, blah. But now me today, babe, like, what's going on? When is your schedule going to be a little clear? You know, like, we need to make time for each other. Let's go on a lunch date. Oh, I miss you. You know, you should come over tonight, blah, blah. Because I know how to communicate differently, okay? So before, I would just pop off. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I see it in the readings, especially when I do the daily readings. And sometimes I'll call it out and I won't. And I know sometimes if you guys listen, some of you guys might be upset or mad, but it comes up in personal readings too a lot. Sometimes I'll do the reading and the person that they're dealing with did something wrong, but then it would be like where you guys went off, or it would say you guys were nagging or being bitchy or something like that. And I know that's things that we do as females, not saying all of us nag or we're bitchy or pop off, but I'm sure there's things that we did in a relationship that were wrong or that we do, but we don't want to say that because we're just basing it on how they made us feel or how we feel about them, or because you guys are in that energy of going through your breakup, your cycle, whatever. And I get it. But that was my biggest pattern that I needed to break. How I communicate when I'm in my feelings. That was very huge for me. Okay? Very, very huge for me. And I'm still working on it with my children because I don't know, I have this thing with my mom. When my mom used to tell me to do something, I would do it as soon as she asked me. With my boys, sometimes I have to ask them 3, 4, 5 times, and it puts me in my feelings, and I don't know why. So I have to kind of step back and be like, okay, Ashley, take a different approach, and we're going to try it this way, and if they don't listen, then you pop off. So that is what I am learning, still learning. Well, I feel like I can say I have learned, and that was a negative pattern in my life that I had to break, okay? Because right here it says, do you feel you get one or more of your patterns in your relationship from your parents? So that's why I shared that. I should have said that. So when it comes to week 3, you got to think about how you love, the way you love, etc. All right. And it says, break a pattern in your everyday life. What is a pattern or habit you need to break? So just be honest with yourself, guys, because you're doing the work, you're doing the exercises, and you guys want to call somebody in, and you want to call somebody in that is going to understand you, so that even if you do pop off, they're not going to take it as, oh, you're always going to fuck off. They're going to take it as, maybe that's the way she responds. And by me showing her love and showing her that I love her, she can tame the lion. I'm just saying me. She can tame or control the way she responds and have a different, more loving, sweeter, feminine approach. Okay? And not being all masculine all the time. Because me, I'm going to be honest, like I'm used to doing everything by myself. I was used to being single for so long. So I was very masculine within my energy, and I had to bring it down and step more into my feminine energy and allow my fiance to be the masculine in the relationship. So again, that was tough for me because I'm a Leo. But I'm doing it, y'all. So yay, let me pat myself on the back. Yay. Okay. So week 4. How were you loved? So this one was very triggering for me, guys. I'm trying not to cry. This one was very triggering for me because it talks about our parents, and it talks about our childhood, and it talks about things that we just never confronted. So I'm going to read practice 1. Answer the following questions. How was I loved and nurtured as a child? How did my mother feel about being a mother? Do I embody her qualities in a negative or positive way? How did my father feel about being a father? Did I embody his qualities in a negative or positive way? How does your mother or father affect you today? Your relationships. Do you have trust issues? Why can't you trust others? What could you say positive about your ex-partner? What could you say negatively about your ex-partner? How does your ex-partner compare to your mother or father? All right. So this was just very triggering for me because my mother was my best motherfucking friend. And that was my ride or die. And I went to my mom for everything. Even though she's dead and gone, I still be texting. I got a little sideline number and I still be texting her. I'm like, Mom, I know you see my goddamn messages in heaven. Answer me. God damn it. But I know she can't. But she was my best friend. But my father, he's an Aquarius. He's like a Capricorn Aquarius cusp. And he's very hot and cold, very detached. He was extremely in love with my mom. But my dad never told me he loved me until my mom passed away. When I told my dad my mom passed away, that's when my dad told me he loved me. And it affected me for so many years. But then when he told me, y'all, I was like, I cannot believe I waited 32 years for this shit. Because I had grown to be the woman that I was then at 32. And I had just grown to like love myself and accept myself with or without my father's relationship. But at the same time, my father, the lack, you know, what can I say? A part of me felt like, okay, so because my dad wouldn't tell me he loved me, because he wasn't in my life, because he only showed love for my mom. Like my dad was the type of dad that like, He would come over, but want to spend time with my mom and not me. I didn't know any of this stuff until I got older. And then it was like crazy because my mom and dad were together. They lived together. My brothers went to the high school. He taught at everything. My dad was just like really weird, y'all. And I was looking for my father and other people and didn't realize I was doing that until I got older and looked back and was like, damn. So, for example, Carter and Carson, they have the same dad. Connor has a different dad. Carter and Carson's dad is 51. I'm 30. I'll be 35. When I met their dad, my daughter had just passed away. So I was very emotional. I was young. I was naive. I wasn't thinking, and I was looking for love. And I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Do I regret it? I don't regret it because I have 2 sons, and I couldn't ask for a better dad when it comes to my boys because of the love that he shows and gives them. Because what I was lacking and missing from my father, so was he. And he's taken all that love and putting it into my boys, and he doesn't go a day without telling my boys that he loves them. But if I knew then what I know now, I would have not searched for that love in him or anybody at that time. I would have searched and found the love within me because that's where it always has been. But I didn't know that then. Okay? So when I did this practice, it triggered me, y'all. I cried my lashes off because I realized certain people I attracted and how I attracted them are the people that I did attract that I had children with had father issues, did the same thing my dad did. Connor's dad, 41. Carter and Carson's dad, 51. I'm way younger than both of them, but they both had father issues. They both didn't know how to love. They both did this and that. They both did it. And they had similar things, except for with Eric, I didn't have any drama with my kids, with their dad, as far as like the family system like that. But it was a lot of similarities as far as like me going from their dad to Connor's dad. It was a lot of similarities. You know what I'm saying? So when I reflected back, I was like, wow, I can't believe that I was searching for my dad in these guys because I had long-term relationships with both of them. And I wanted what I wasn't getting from my dad rather than me finding that in myself and just healing the relationship that I had with my dad, even though at the time I felt like there was nothing to heal because he wasn't in my life. But now that I'm older, I look at it like, you know what? Maybe I should have just healed a relationship, even though my dad wasn't in my life. Maybe I should have just healed it for my best and highest good. But I didn't think like that. You know, thank you. I just only thought of it like, okay, well, if I find somebody, you know, that's like my dad, then maybe I can heal through that, heal my relationship with my dad that way. And I learned the hard way. But like I said, I don't regret my children and I don't regret the relationships because they help teach and grow and evolve me. And I wouldn't be fighting or tuition if I didn't meet either one of them. So I'm happy for that. So it just triggered me, guys, because I dealt with so much when it came to my dad. And I didn't realize how much it affected me in my life. So when I manifested my fiance, my partner, I said, universe, the next person I meet, if I meet someone and they have father issues, I said, let our issues be the same, similar, or let us be able to understand each other. I kid y'all not, why is my fiance's dad an Aquarius? Why do we have the same situation? But we both are teaching and healing each other through our experiences that we have with our fathers. So on our guest list, we both put our fathers down. I didn't want to, but my fiance was like, babe, I think we should put our dads down. And I was like, why? And he was like, because he's like, I want to show my dad what a real man looks like. I want to show my dad that I have, you know, the man that I have grown into. I want to show my dad that I can love somebody, you know, and be loved. So like my fiance actually broke down and had a huge meaning behind why he did that. And we both asked both of our fathers to come to our wedding. But then we both said to each other that if neither one of our fathers come, that we are not going to allow them to put us in our feelings, and that we're doing that because we have healed and have outgrown the relationship that we have with them, and that because we're both in a better place when it comes to our fathers, they can't affect or bother us anymore. Okay? The Love Spell candles got sold out with the box, Lady Des. But I will be restocking them probably next week. Okay? So when I met my fiance, it was weird because that was just two things we didn't want to talk about. That was not two things. That was just one thing that neither one of us wanted to talk about. I was like, oh, so what about your mom? What about your dad? And he was like, oh, I'll wait to talk about my dad for another day. And I was like, so will I. But when we both sat down and talked to each other about our dads, it was just shocking that we both come from two different states, was raised differently, from different backgrounds, was even raised different, but we still went through the same experience, like with our fathers. So that is just something that we can share together, and that's something that we can help each other do. So why am I sharing that? Because every relationship I've been in, my mom and my family was always a mom in a family that whoever I dated, they would call my family, but I wasn't able to really call their family, or their mom was crazy and toxic, or their dad wasn't in life, or they didn't know their dad and all that stuff. And I'm not judging, but I finally met somebody where we both have the same, like we both understand the whole father thing. Or sometimes it's hard when you meet somebody and they were born and raised with both of their parents, and then maybe you weren't or they weren't. So it kind of makes the relationship hard because sometimes you don't understand. Sometimes those relationships work. Okay. But I was just glad that I found somebody that understands me when it comes to my father, and I understand him when it comes to his father. But I will be honest, I feel like my fiance is doing a lot better, because I was never going to invite my dad to my wedding at all. I would have gave two fucks if he came. But I love my fiance, and I respect his decision and how he feels. And this is our wedding, not just mine. So if he wants my father to come, then I would be open to that. He just better not come and be looking all stupid and frowning and looking all cold and detached, because that's what I don't have time for. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So week 4 will be triggering, because it was triggering. I'm gonna be honest. I would have probably been on week 9 when I met my fiance, but the reason why I was behind is because of week 4. It took me a little bit longer to do week 4. Practice 2, childhood. What pain did you endure as a child? How has it affected you as an adult? How did people make you feel as a child? Example: alone, sad, disappointed, a failure, unimportant, a screw up, unlikable, unwanted. How does your adult self feel about your past childhood issues? So you got to think about how you were as a child. Were you a screw up? Were you a fuck up? Did you, drop out of school? Did your parents always have to go on you? Were you the one that was always in trouble? Or were you the smart one? How were you growing up? And how do you think it affected your appearance? But then how do you feel it has affected you as an adult? So that one wasn't as hard for me, because I didn't mind being alone. I can be an introvert at times, but then you guys know I do talk a lot. I talk fast. I can be, talking like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Hey, but then I can be very detached into myself. Like, I never skipped school. Like, I had a car when I was 16. My mom bought me a car. I will never forget. She bought me a car, and her and my brother put a big bow on it. And that's when Destiny Child Catered to You came out, that CD. And I remember my mom had it playing in the car. She had gas money in the cup holder and everything. And she was like, girl, you 16. It's your sweet 16. It's your car. Go drive. Go have fun. And every day I would drive to school and come straight home. Because my mom didn't believe in us having jobs in high school, because she wanted me to focus on school. So I focused on school. I did track, I did cheerleading, I did soccer, I was like center field, all that type of stuff. I did all those things, but I was never the kid that would have skipped school or drove off and did some shit. Now my brothers, they always be laughing like, man, if mom bought us a car at 16, man, we would have snuck out. My brother was like, man, I would have been out fucking my older brother, not my brother Reggie, but I'm just being real. Like, they were telling me stuff like, man, I would have been out, I would have been gone, I would have been doing this, I would have been doing that. So that part didn't really affect me far as how I was as a child or whatever. But I will say, because I was to myself, like I said, I can be very talkative and talk to you guys. And I know I talk fast and stuff like that. Those are all things about me. But at the same time, I can be easy to shut people out. So I'm not gonna say I had problems with friends and stuff, but I always wanted more friends than what I had. But then as I got older, I realized that I was always to myself, or I wanted to be by myself, or the things that the people wanted to do in high school, or the friends I had, they wanted to do things that I didn't want to do. So I kind of secluded myself and was to myself. So even though I played sports and I was known in school and everybody knew me and I knew everybody in the neighborhood and stuff, where I, went to high school and stuff at, I was still always to myself. And I feel like me being kind of to myself kind of stopped and blocked me from having more friendships and networking and kind of putting myself more out there. Because like I said, I'm the type of person, like, say if we're out meeting, or say if I do like a meet and greet, y'all are going to see the best of me, the most of me. I'm going to be happy, and then there's times where I can just kind of want to be to myself. That's just how I am. Okay. So, and it's funny because I have the channel and all that. So you guys will think like, oh, well, she has her channel. She's always recording. She talks to us. She's open. But like, I don't know. A part of me loves being to myself. And it's not that I'm detached or cold or, oh, I hate the world. I hate people. It's just that's a personality of mine that I have that I just don't understand yet. And like, I do feel like it has pushed people out. Or like sometimes when I get too mad, I will become very detached. Because if I can't understand how someone has made me feel in that time, I don't want to be bothered. Because then I don't want to start throwing dishes and just getting nutty. I'm just being honest. Because like if I don't know how I feel, or if I can't express how I feel, or if I don't understand my feelings at that time, then I might, like I told y'all, I would have popped off, or I would have probably threw a cup or something. I would have just figured something out to just get rid of my frustration. But that's not how I handle my emotions anymore. So, yeah, that's probably it. We have to recharge. So week 4 was like a little harder for me. And then it says practice 3. How do you view yourself, life, the world, men and women? And then it says describe your father's best qualities. When did you feel safe around your father? How often did he keep his word or promises? Describe your mother. The same questions with your mother and stuff like that. So that's why I said it was kind of hard to me, because my dad had made so many broken promises. You know, I never got to meet my other brother till I was like 15. And then like still I try to repair a relationship with my brother and still haven't. I just finally met my aunt for the first time last year. So my dad has a big ass family, and I only know my aunt out of everybody because my dad he wasn't around. Like he didn't care to show me the family and stuff. So here I didn't have really much good things to say as far as father-wise. So that did kind of affect me, because that's something I always wanted. But like I said, over the time, I have learned to heal and have accepted that. So I no longer feel that way anymore. And this actually did help me release some of that too. So week 5 is release and embrace. Take a sheet of paper and draw a line through the middle. On the left side, write I release. On the right side, write I embrace. Write a list of 10 things you are releasing and embracing. Example, release, resentment, embrace, forgiveness. So if you guys have a hard time forgiving, it's easy to forgive when you can release resentment. Okay. And then it just talks about time to release doubt. So self-doubt, just, releasing fear. So week 5 is pretty good. It's all about, just releasing resentment, opening yourself up to forgiveness, not allowing doubt to hold you guys back. Don't let guilt or other people's guilt hold you guys back. It's all about making better choices. So practice 4. So it says making better choices. What promises have you made to yourself that you keep avoiding? What do I need to tell someone that I keep putting off? Who do I owe money to? Bills, loans, credit cards, etc. So the reason why it says make better choices, and the reason why I put this on here is because our bills, our credit, our everyday life, people that we owe, people that we keep telling we're going to do things and forget, that does matter, because we will want the same respect in return. But then also credit is a good builder, paying bills, staying on top of things. And it teaches us to be more self-independent. It teaches us to be more structured, more on time, because we have a due date. I need to do this by that date, blah, blah, blah. I just put that in there for some people, not all people. If you're really good with like managing bills or keeping your word or your promises or being on time or, showing up and doing certain things, then you don't have to worry about practice 4. But I just put that on there just because you never know. And then it says, who do I need to apologize to? And what lies have I been telling myself? Have you been making excuses? So if y'all been lying to yourself, it's time for y'all to stop lying to yourself and look in the mirror and tell yourself you're no longer gonna motherfucking lie, and be honest and stop making excuses. All right? Because I'm sure we didn't all pay the bill late. We didn't lie to somebody. I'm sure we done made a promise that we can't keep. I'm sure we need to apologize to somebody. All right. So week 5 should be a lot easier. Okay. So week 6, I'm going to just go through these week 6. We have continuing making better choices. So this talks about this communication, how you guys communicate with people, Saying no is a complete sentence. If you guys feel like you guys need to say no to somebody or should say no to somebody, say no. Okay? Or just be dramatic. Of course not. That's better than saying no sometimes. Be like, of course not. Hell no. Okay? So sometimes you got to be a little extra instead of saying no, because sometimes no don't sound dramatic enough. You got to be like, hell no. Like, no, of course not. I can't do it. Sorry. Find somebody else. But you guys have to learn how to say no, because you can't be a yes person all the time. Okay? And then it says week 7. Yay, week 7, your ideal partner. So practice 1. What strengths do you bring to your relationship? What weaknesses? So this right here is talking about like your flaws, your weaknesses, your strengths, stuff like that. And it's just preparing yourself for the ideal person or the person that's coming into your life and things that you guys need to talk about with your partner. So like I said, the 5 love languages is great. When I met my fiance, I'm going to be honest, I told my fiance things about me that not things that I've never told anybody, but I just told him up front, like how I was and certain things that I do and how I am growing and changing and becoming that person. Or, like my weakness is sometimes I don't allow myself to be vulnerable. So I told my fiance, like, if you see me weak or you see me at my weakest, or if you see that I need to be vulnerable and I'm not because I'm a Leo and I'm trying to stay strong and be there for everybody else and I'm the shoulder to cry on, please tell me to be vulnerable, because that's something that I struggle with. Okay? So that's just me though. I'm always worried about how other people feel, their feelings, what they need. If somebody's vulnerable, they can always come to me, but sometimes I do not break, and I feel like that's important, but I learned how to do that, and I'm still learning how to do that. And that's why I named my shop My Tears I Feel My Heart, because crying really did heal, and it definitely healed my heart. So me crying and releasing definitely healed. It helped me a lot. So you're going to practice 2. It says, do the practice below. And it just says, make a vision board of your future partner. So this one was cute to me. What I did was I just took a vision board and I went to like Hobby Lobby, or you guys can go to like Michael's and stuff like that. And what I did was I bought like all the little wedding stickers. I bought like all the relationship stickers, all that type of stuff. And I just put all that stuff there. And I put everything I want. And then we have the future partner. Okay? I need to kind of close my blinds a little bit, guys. Hold on. Because I don't want it to be to where you guys can't like see in here. But when it came to like me and my that's a lot better. When it came to me and my partner and the things that I manifested with my fiance, so I manifested things differently. Like I said, I want to manifest somebody that I will, marry in the marry. So somebody that wanted marriage. I manifested somebody that had daughters, because I don't have daughters and my tubes are tied and I want daughters. So now I have stepdaughters. So yay. So he has daughters. I put on my list that I want somebody that can understand me when it comes to like my mother, my father situation. So like by me losing my mom, my fiance's mom, like she told me, she was like, even before he asked me to marry him, she was like, if you ever need me, I will always be there for you. And I can try to be a mother to you. She said, I can't replace your mom, but I can try to be a mother, towards you or to you. Okay. So that was like really good. Yeah. You guys can still purchase the Fuckboy PDF, but on the webinar, when you go on there, I'm going to change it and I'm going to send you guys links for if you guys want to do upgrades, because if you go on there, it's going to make you pick a package rather than just buying the PDF. Okay. But on here, I just put like how I want my person to be. Like I want them to be like supportive, funny, loyal, easygoing, family oriented. So that was very important to me. And I said I wanted somebody that was going to be a father figure to my kids. And when I say I love the fact that my fiance is a father figure to my kids, it's amazing, because my fiance, like even if he's not at my house, guys, and he's at his house, he lives like 30 minutes away, he will literally come to my house every morning just to take my kids to school. Like I do not take my kids to school. My fiance drops my kids to school off every day. If there's a father-son activity, if Carter has track or practices and I can't make it, he's going to be there. He picks them up for me once a week. He spends time with them, whether he's taking them to Crumble Cookie or just picking them up from school that day or whatever, after school or sports or tutoring or whatever. He does it. He helps them. Their dads get along with my fiance, which is great. And that's what I wanted. And that's also something that I put on my manifestation list. I said, whoever comes into my life that I'm with, that I marry or am with, I want us all to be one big family. And I want everybody to get along. And that's what it is. So my kid's dad loves the fact that my fiance is in my kid's life. My fiance knows them. he knows Connor's dad, so we all get along. We're all on the same page. Ain't no, oh, you date my baby mama. Oh, you engaged. None of that. They were even both happy for me. Was like, oh, I'm glad you're getting married. You know, the boys talk about him a lot. So that was something that I really, really, really wanted. And all of us get along. Okay, so ain't no, oh, I think you want your baby daddy. No, hell, I don't want either one of them. You know, I love both of them for my kids, but we just, like I said, we all get along. So right here, you're going to put all that on your My Future Partner list. All right, so you want to make sure you do that. Put that on your My Future Partner list. It's 2 pages. And then in between this, guys, I want you guys to manifest something. All right, I want you guys to manifest something for yourself outside of love. And I want you guys to focus on this for the next 7 weeks. Whatever it is, I want you guys to manifest it, okay? Manifest it. So I don't know if you guys want to start a business. I don't know if it's a car you want, if you guys want a house, if you want to move. Focus on something. Remember, I told you guys, find a hobby, find a project, something that you guys want to do, but also manifest something outside of love that you would love to do, that you want to do, okay? So like me, you guys know I want to open up a spiritual store, but I also want to open up a daiquiri shop. Like that's something I really want to do, and I haven't manifested it yet, but I'm sure that if I took the time and manifested it and put the energy into it, I can make it happen because that's something that I really want to do. That's something that I love. And I don't know. I want to do that. I want to do like a daiquiri shop, and I want to do like something like fire daiquiris or something. But I want my drinks to be named after like the tarot. Like I want to do like the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands drink. You know, the Queen of Wands is probably going to be like a bomb ass margarita with like Grand Marnier in it, but it's going to be like a daiquiri. You know, like I want to do something like that. Like I've always wanted to do that. So I was like, you know what? Why not do that? So that's something that I still want to manifest. So when I take some time out and I really start to manifest again, and I'm in that energy to manifest, because I've been all over the place lately. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, because I don't like change. I'm a Leo, I'm a fixed sign, and there's been a lot of change around me. When I accept and adapt to this new change, and I'm gonna manifest new beginnings for myself, and there's certain things that I want, like with the channel and like my online shop, and I finally want to do like, well, I've been wanting to do the meet and greets, but like the meet and greets, I want to open up a spiritual store, a daiquiri shop, but it's just certain things that I've been very, very patient. Because I said if I open up a spiritual store, I want it to be like a drive-through spiritual store. So where people can come in, or you can go through the drive-through like, hey, I just want to order a money oil and a money spray. And then they just drive through and get it. They don't have to get out the car, stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that I want to do. I just need to take the time to manifest. So that is something that you guys need to do while you guys are doing it. And when right before I met my fiance, when I was doing this, I was already doing the boxes, but I was manifesting the boxes, and I was manifesting my bracelets. And then it took me some time to get there, but that's what I did. So the boxes have been like my thing. You guys know every month I switch the boxes up. You guys definitely support me with the boxes every month. Thank you. Like, it doesn't matter if I sell 10, 50, 100, 200. It's just the fact that that's something that I really love doing, and I love coming up with different ideas every month. So that is what I was manifesting at the time. I did the workbook and was doing the calling in the one with my fiance, and then I made it happen. All right. So you so silly, but yeah. So it's gonna be named after, like, I want to do something like the kings and the queens, and like, I don't know, like the empress drink, the emperor. Like I want it to be like good stuff, like different names, like, you know. And I want to do like little shots, like the empress jello shot, like, you know, stuff like that. But I want it to be something like that that's creative. And then like when I told my fiance about it, he was like, yeah, of course I will support you. I'll help you manifest it if that's what you want. Blah, blah, blah. So it's good to have somebody that is very supportive of the things that you do. Because trust me, when I met my fiance, I was scared to tell him that I did tarot and stuff. And I was like scared to tell him certain things. But when I told him, y'all, guess what? He started laughing. He was like, well, if you're a tarot reader, he's like, pull them motherfucking cards out. I was like, what? He was like, pull them cards out. Tell me about myself. So I started laughing because that was just not the answer I was looking for, y'all. Because, you know, some people be thinking you crazy and stuff. So I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah. He's like, I want you to do a reading. And then I did a reading. He was looking at me. He was like, stop. And I was like, why? And he was like, man, you're scaring me, like, for real. And I was like, why? He's like, because you just saying some real shit, and it's like freaking me out. But that's how I pretty much told him I did like tarot. Like I didn't tell him right away. I didn't tell him about the channel, none of that stuff. But I would say that on my list, when I manifested my person, I said, if my person does not accept what I do, we can't be together. So, like, and the fact that he accepted it right away, I was like, for real? And then he was even being funny because he's the King of Pentacles. So he was like laughing, like, oh, I'm gonna start a channel called Virgo Tarot. I'm like, hey guys, it's me. Let me tell you about your fucking love life. I was like, you are fucking hilarious. So we made jokes out of it, but then I read for him. It was like funny, but like he really accepted and supported everything I did, like, and he does. And he's very honest with me. Even if I make stuff, like if I do stuff and I like it, he'll be honest, like, babe, I like it, but I don't love it as much as I like that. And I respect his opinion. I might still sell it or do it anyway, because some of the stuff he doesn't like is a #1 seller. Some stuff I like, he loves. I mean, some stuff I don't like, he loves. But I love the fact that I have somebody that like supports what I do, and he gives me his opinion even if I like it or not. And like I said, I don't clap back. I don't go off like I used to. Because I was like, what the fuck, you don't like my ideas? Like, this ain't your business. This ain't your shit. That's how I would have been like years ago, y'all. I'd be like, you're not, but this ain't your business. This ain't my tears can heal my heart. This ain't your shit. That's how I would have been. But I'm not like that no more. So I'm just glad I got somebody that, you know, like I said, supports me and what I do. So the question here, are you a problem in your relationship? This one wasn't hard for me. It kind of was, because it was, but it wasn't. But I made this just so you can kind of see how you show up and how you show up in your relationships, okay? And then it has like a little answer key at the bottom, guys. All right. And then the last one is the love affirmations. All right. So you guys can use these. Remember when I was saying use 9 affirmations? You guys can use these, or you can just look at these or put them on sticky notes and stuff like that. And it says, my soulmate loves me completely. I now attract my soulmate. My soulmate is getting attracted to me. I am now attracting the most loving person in my life. My soulmate and I are being drawn together. I love being with my soulmate. My heart is open to my love. My heart is open to love. I should have put on here, my soulmate gets on my nerves. It's like, no, I'm just playing. I love my fiance, but he do get on my nerves sometimes though. So I feel like that should definitely be a part of the affirmation. Like, because that's what you guys have to understand too. Like, we don't have issues and problems as far as like third party drama, stuff like that. Like that I don't experience with him. But he does get on my nerves sometimes. I know I get on his nerves. But like I said, he's just different compared to my other relationships. But again, I'm learning a lot through him as far as like being calm and understanding stuff and understanding that when you with somebody, people do get on your nerves. Because again, if this was me years ago and my fiance got on my nerves, I probably would have broke up with him. Like, oh, you're annoying. It's over. Like, that just would have been me. Like, seriously, I don't know why. I can't say if that's a Leo thing for everybody, but when I get annoyed or frustrated or I don't like something or somebody like gets on my nerves or something, or I don't know, if I just feel like, ooh, like I just like, it's over. Like, you know, like, but again, like I said, y'all, I've changed so much. So, yes. So I know everybody's different. So I'm learning not to give up easily when it comes to certain things that I don't like. Because trust me, I can get triggered and be like, ugh, like, no. So going back to the fuckboy workbook, this one is a lot different. Like I said, this one is more about releasing. On here, we have the red flags and the dating green flags. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit, and then we're going to wrap it up and do the don't forget. So with the red flags, it says, so these are a list of red flags, all right? So it says, whenever you think about calling or texting your ex, think about the red flags and why you broke up with them. Why would you want someone back who disrespects you, lies, cheats, gets loud, call you names, etc.? When you start to love yourself and see your self-worth and value, that person will become unattractive and you will not want them back, let alone think about them. You deserve a healthy love. Every day say, I want more, I deserve more, final answer. So for the list of red flags, some of them, they are in and out, not consistent, and take all day or days to call you back. For some of you, they only text. So if you're dealing with somebody and they only text, or if they're not consistent, if they're in and out, if they can't respond or answer your question, or if they're giving you a question with a question, it's a red flag. All right. They never want to take you out and always want to just chill. If you do go out, they don't have money. So if you're going out with somebody and you always got to pay, or you're always making the suggestion, or you're like, oh, I want to go here, and that's where you want to go, and you got to pay, it's a red flag. Why am I saying that? Because when you're dating someone and you're meeting someone new, it shouldn't be like that. After you're in the relationship, that part is different, because there's times where I go out with my fiance and I pay for everything. There's times where he goes out, he pays for everything. But I will say, no matter where we go, no matter what we do, we don't ever argue about who's paying what or who's doing what. If I happen to pull my card out first, fine. If he pulls his out first, fine. But we do have a thing though. If I pay, he tips. If he pays, I tip. That's just our thing. So make sure it's not becoming something that just make sure it's not normal. Okay, so if you're going out and you do pay a couple times, that's fine. But if you're paying 10 times in a row and they ain't paid shit, that is a fucking red flag, okay? Save your money, go get your permission slip, buy yourself something and tell them fuck them, and that you can buy the table by your goddamn self and you don't need them to be with you to buy or do shit, okay? So, they always want you to pull up and come see them because they don't have a car or because they don't want to come see you. They might say things like you live too far, they're tired, or don't have wheels, or you live in the suburbs. That's all excuses and that's all red flags. All right? We're getting too old for somebody to say pull up. All right? So unless like you're around the corner or you're coming from somewhere and all that, then fine. Like, yeah, I'll pull up on you. But like every time you see him, if you got to pull up, no, we're getting too old for that shit. You don't have time for that. Like, why do we not have a car? I can understand maybe it's in the shop or something, but I'm sorry. I feel like at our age, a car, a job, and a place is something that you should have. Like if you're roommating with somebody and stuff, that's understandable. I get it. But you got to have at least 2 out of the 3. I'm sorry. All right. And you need to have 3 out of the 3 because there's no way, I'm just speaking for myself, that I run a business. I have a 5-bedroom house and a Mercedes, and I'm dealing with somebody that sleep on his cousin's couch, don't have no car, and work 20 hours at the fucking Nike store. I can't do that. I'm sorry. That just is not in alignment for me. That's not something that I can accept. And I feel like that would bring me down. And I feel like that's too low vibrational to my lifestyle because I need somebody that either can match me or somebody that is decent and I can see them working and putting the energy and effort into building themselves to be a better person. But, I work at Foot Locker, I barely got a car, and I'm house to house, that's not going to work for me. Okay? So, exactly. If your car is in the shop, the dealer definitely gives you a courtesy car. Well, some places, not all places, but yes. All right? They don't have the adult things they need, such as a car, place, job. They ask to borrow money. Okay? If they're asking you to borrow money too soon, that's a red flag. I'm sorry. No. Go ask your auntie, your cousin, your mom, your brother. Go ask somebody. If they act jealous, controlling, aggressive, abusive, or get loud, that's a red flag. When they get mad, if they scare you, that is a red flag because we don't need nobody abusive. Okay? If you don't know any of their family or friends, that's a red flag. Because if somebody is wanting to get to know you and they want to marry you and be in your life, or just even if it doesn't lead to marriage and they want to be in your life and you happen to fall in love with them, why don't you know their family or friends? Okay? They call you late at night for hookups only. And they want you to always be open and ready and available for them. But when you need them, they're unavailable. All right. And then we have gaslighting and love bombing. Those are things that you don't want to deal with. All right. When it comes to the red flag. So all this stuff is in the Fuckboy workbook here. This workbook is like 18 pages. This talks about letting go, releasing, and all the red and green flags. So, let's see. The green flags. You feel happy and safe in their presence. They know how to communicate their feelings and are not afraid to tell you how they feel, whether they're good or bad. They show interest in you and the things that you like to do. They don't want to just date you for sex. They are positive and supportive, uplifting and encourage you. They know how to apologize when they are wrong and could admit when they're wrong. They are a good listener and care about what you say or have to say. They respect you and your family and friends, and they trust like you feel like you can trust them, or maybe you feel trust, or maybe like this person has you like to where you feel trustworthy towards them. Okay, so these are just some of the green flags that you guys should be aware of. All right, and don't forget, guys, this is the don't forget list. Okay, block them everywhere. Do not text them, DM them, email them, call them, reach out to the family, see them, or sleep with them. Okay, also, guys, when you guys are doing this, I forgot to mention this to you guys. It is very important that you guys do not sleep around at this time, okay? I'm sure y'all have been with 7 to 9 weeks without the wand, all right? But if you guys have sex, that's you. I'm telling you, I didn't. And it's not because I was like, I'm saving it for my person. No, I didn't have sex or anything. I dated people. Like, I went on a couple dates and stuff because I'll meet people. And I'm like, okay. But I did not have sex with people because I did not want to attach any cord sexually to anybody. And I didn't want to get any mixed feelings, or I didn't want to like meet somebody and they were attractive and they had good wood. And I was like, oh, well, fuck the calling in the one workbook. I done met somebody. No, I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. And I will tell you guys, one last thing I forgot when I manifested my partner, I told the universe when it came to my fiance that I did not want it to feel familiar. So I didn't want the familiarity. That's how I knew my person was my person, because all the other people I dated in between, whether it was 1 date, 2 dates, we just talked on the phone, it just seemed like if we talked, it was going to go toxic, or it was just like, oh, dang, they got this, they got that, or it just seemed like if I, continue talking to them, it was going to lead to some bullshit. But when I met my fiance, I didn't really like him as much. It didn't feel familiar. And I actually got to know him, and we had a friendship, and then it turned into a relationship, and then it went from there. Okay. So it was just different when I met him. And that's how I knew when I put on my ideal partner sheet that he was a person that I was going to move forward with. Okay. All right. But I will tell you guys one thing. When I manifested him, I put that I wanted somebody that was going to give me a lot of attention. And I'm not going to lie, my fiance can be super clingy, but now he's not, because we had to talk about it. So sometimes we got to be careful for what we wish for, but it wasn't scary or bad in a bad way. But I'm just telling you guys, like, I wasn't, but you know what? I'm going to tell you, I think it was fear, because before, remember I told you guys I wasn't used to getting that attention. And then when I got the attention from my fiance, I took it as like clingy or like smothering. And then I talked to him about it. But now that I think about it, I don't really think that it was clingy or smothering. I think I just wasn't used to it. And I feel like he was trying to show and give me a love that I wasn't used to. And I feel like I kind of pushed him away. But that was in the past. But I'm just telling you guys that because I want you guys to like really be thorough when you guys manifest this person or bring this person in, so that you guys, so like when you do, it's like you're manifesting somebody that you want, and whatever it is you're asking for, be open to accepting that. And that was something I wasn't open to accepting at first. But damn, now I feel bad. I'm gonna have to talk with him, because now that I think about it, I did kind of like, I was like, you're too clingy, you're too this, to that. But now I get that maybe he was just trying to really show me love, or a lot of love in the beginning. And I just wasn't used to that. So going back to the don't forget, it says, don't stalk or make fake social media profiles. Mind your business. Mind your business, okay? They are none of your concern anymore. Delete all pictures and text messages. No longer going down memory lane. Stay off the emotional roller coaster. That's why I said try not to have sex, or especially have sex with them. Know your self-worth and value and stand your ground. Say daily positive affirmations to help you move on and forget their ass. Stop looking for a man to validate your self-worth and value. You don't need a man to make you happy. You are the shit. Stop messing with men out of boredom. Stay out of toxic situations. It's normal. It's not normal to cry and fight over a man every day of the week. And then let's see. Oh, and then I put hell month. So meaning like you shouldn't have to cry every day, week, or month over somebody. If it's broke, don't fix it. Don't waste your time, tears, body, or energy. Don't let any man suck the life out of you. If you feel drained or weird around them, run and protect your energy. You can't change a man. A man will only change for himself first before he will change for you. All right. So like K. Michelle said, you can't raise a man. All right. You are not Bob the Builder. Stop building these men up for them to break you down. Ask yourself, did you really love them? Or did you love the idea of who you wanted him to be? Not all men are the same. You will meet the one and find the love you've been looking for. All right. And then it says, face your emotions and apologize to yourself. You are only human and no one is perfect. And the last one says, you are beautiful as fuck and you deserve the best of the best. All right. So don't forget all of these. All right. Don't forget that. Okay. Oh yeah. I don't even know why I whispered, because no one's here. But just in case my window's open, who knows? He might be outside listening on the bench. Like, no, I'm just playing. Yeah. No Captain Save a Hole, none of that. So yes, make sure you guys don't forget that. All right. Now, very quickly, if you guys have any last minute questions, we can do that, because we're on 2 hours. Not that I don't want to spend the rest of the day with you guys, but if you guys got any like last minute questions as far as like the webinar and stuff, the love box will be shipped out on March 9th. If you guys did the package that comes with the free 1 question reading, those readings will start to, I'm starting those on the 7th through the 10th, because there was so many of them that came in. So I had to like spread them out. So you guys will get your answered question. Well, I said that wrong. I will answer your question and I'm going to record it. So it'll be pre-recorded like I do on the channel. And I will send a link to your email. I will put you guys on my roster. And then you guys will get a confirmation email with the date and time of the of your reading. All right. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going to go back and play back because I put 200, but then I limited the tickets to like 150. And I know I sold over 100. So I know the chat is very small right now, but there will be playbacks and you guys can go back and play back and listen. And if you're busy or you had to be in and out, of course, you guys know you guys can always go back because the link will always be available and I'm going to keep the link the same. All right, guys. So, wait, you see his feet. Wait, girl. Oh my, you know what? That lady does. That is crazy because I'm like a feet, hands, and teeth person. And so like, I look at those, I got to see them hands and them feet and them teeth because you're not about to be looking like yuck mouth and shit when we smiling and taking pictures. So I got to see. Y'all are silly. So, yes, guys, don't forget to get your journal. I really hope it helped you guys. I hope that, me share my story and a lot of things that I went through are things that I experienced. I hope they helped you guys. Yes. So, Sharonda, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I told you guys when I'm done with the webinar, I'm going to put the link or I will send you guys like an email or something. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to put it on my website because I'm sure you guys still want to buy it, but I'll probably just send a link or put a link up there or I'll put it in the comments. So no, this is what I'm going to do, guys. If you guys want to add on the love box, if you guys want to do the fuckboy workbook, or if you guys want me to ship it to you or whatever, because I told you guys if I ship it to you, it's going to come in this folder. You guys will get these folders. This is the Calling in the One. And then this is the fuckboy workbook. And then I got these cute little bags. Aren't these cute? It says, hello, gorgeous, I arrived. So you guys will get it in this cute bag. All right, so I shipped out half of them and then, I folded it over. I put my little logo on it. So you guys will get it in this bag. It'll be mailed to you. So, and the reason why I mailed it, because I know some of you guys can print it out, but the reason why I mailed it to you guys is because when I did the webinar in 2020, a lot of you guys' excuse was, oh, I can't afford to print it out, or I gotta go to FedEx or this and that. Y'all were giving me excuses. So I said, you know what? I said, this time if I do it, no fucking excuses. So if you guys got the $60 or more package, then your books have been mailed to you or they're being mailed on Monday. All right? Because I had to do 100. So I did 50. I mailed 50 on Saturday and I'm doing the other 50. I'm finishing them up today. I got 20 more to go and then I'm going to mail them out tomorrow. Okay? Let's see. I'm going to put the link in there for you guys to order the workbook. And let's see. Somebody says something. Oh, Bronze Beauty. Oh, how did you guys meet, if you don't mind sharing? So, guys, guess what? Okay, so this is so funny, guys. So, okay, my older brother, Anthony, came in town. And so he was like, sis, like, I'm going to tell you, my brother was like, sis, you lame. All you do is work. You don't go out. You don't do nothing. They was like, my brother was like, get on a dating app or do something. And I was like, no, I'm not getting no. I was like, because I wasn't against it. But like back in the day, I did POF a couple of times and I just had a bad experience. So I had ended up getting on like, I think it was like something black and like Tinder. And that's so funny. My fiance messaged me on both of those. But I guess on the black, I didn't respond. And I think on the, I don't remember. I don't think it was like Tinder. I didn't respond. One of the two. So I was at the mall with my brother Reggie, the one I told you guys, my favorite, the Virgo. We were at the mall. And so we were coming out of Saks Off because we were at the outlet. And so I was going into Toll House so I can go get a smoothie and a cookie. My fat ass. And could y'all believe that my fiance still walked up to me and tried to like talk to me? And I was with my brother and it was weird because he didn't know it was my brother. And he was like, yeah, I've been reaching out to you. He was like, I try to, he's like, I sent you messages. He was like, isn't this you? And I looked at him and I was like, you're creepy. I was like, you're creepy. And he's like, what? He was like, I've been trying to talk to you. He's like, you never respond. And so he was like, so we're in person now. He was like, so what's up? So we just exchanged numbers and then it kind of went from there. But yeah, that's how we met. I know, right? Ain't that weird? That's how we met. I was like, what if this was my man, my husband? He was like, well, this is what he said. He's like, if it was your man or your husband, you wouldn't have a dating profile. And I was like, ugh, you're right, true. And my brother just started laughing. It was just like funny, but yeah, that's how we met, y'all. I was like, you stalking me now? I was like, damn, you stalker. And the reason why I shut down my POF is because one day I was on there. I gotta like find the text, but I was on POF and I signed up, and somebody went on my thing and was like, "Oh, you're fire intuition," and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Damn, the bitch can't even have a love life in this mug." So I just deleted it and never went back on there. But yeah, that's when I first moved to Houston. But yeah, that's how I met my fiance. Because somebody asked how we met in the comments. Oh yeah, girl, POF was crazy. But yeah, that's how we met, y'all. But I hope y'all enjoyed the webinar. I hope it gave you guys, I hope it just like helped you guys, or I hope it will help you guys, especially when you do a workbook. I feel like me explaining it was great, but I feel like the workbook will really help you guys, because then you guys can see everything I typed out and everything that I, put into the workbook. You see it's 33 pages. So I tried to be as thorough as I could be. Do you recommend? No, I wouldn't say no. No, you can stay on it into the flow, because I was on it. Remember, that's how I met my person. And I was doing the practice when I met him. I told you guys I dated a couple people in between. I had dated like 3 people in between. POF, Melanie, you don't want to go on there. POF is Plenty of Fish. It's like a free dating website, but well, I can't say in Houston, it's all the people on there are like trash, losers, married, complicated. It's a setup. I feel like if you do go on a dating site, I feel like you should go on a dating site that you have to pay for, where like you have like, you can do like advanced setting, like you can just do what you want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't know. I can't say I dislike Tinder, but I mean, I was only on there for like a few weeks, but I like that way better than I liked POF, because I was able to like, swipe the people I liked, and then I paid for it. So, if you guys both don't swipe each other, you can't send that person a message. POF, anybody can send you a message. Like when I signed up for POF, I had like 50 messages in like an hour, and half of them be scumbags, trash. It'd be people in jail taking pictures. I'm like, you're in jail. Why are you even trying to get with somebody? Like, go meditate on what the fuck you just did so you can get out and stop trying to holler. But, everybody's different. But yeah, POF it's trashy. It's just a mess. But yeah, you can date. That's how I met the people I dated. So I dated 2 people, but I wouldn't even say that. I met this Puerto Rican guy, and we went on like 2 dates, and then we stopped talking. I don't know, like I liked him, but he was trying to move forward way too fast. Like it was like 2 weeks, and he was already telling me about his daughter and his son, and he wanted me to meet his son, and he was like cool, but like that's how I knew like he wasn't the one, because I told you guys when I manifested my person, I didn't want it to seem familiar, and I didn't want it to feel rushed. And I'm just like 2 weeks, like it took my fiance like 6 months, and I still feel like that was short. But how he met them, we all went to the zoo, and I told the boys, I was like, I want you guys to meet one of my clients. I'm like, he was in the area, so he came to the zoo with us, and then my son, Carter was like, Mom, stop the cap. He was like, Mom, stop the cap. He's like, y'all probably talking. He was like, I don't think he's one of your clients, Mom. I was like, what? I denied it for like a week. And then I was like, yeah, we're talking. So yeah, that's how they met him. Yep, that's how they met him. Girl, yeah, not the cellmate. Bianca. Yeah, they be people in jail in there and everything. So yeah, that's what Carter, girl, he already knew. And the boys love him to death. So it all worked out. Like it all worked out. And you know what's crazy? Y'all, the boys showed they ass too. Like I was like, y'all had to show your true authentic self on the first dates. I was like, oh Lordy. But I was glad, because at least he saw what he was getting into. But he loves the boys to death. But I was like, it was eventually gonna come out. I told you I had did Tinder and something called Black Intuitive Flow. That's what I had did. I was just on those 2, just like, because I told you my older brother was like, you lame, you need to meet somebody. But I had just signed up for those, and I was on both of those for like less than like maybe like a month, because I remember I paid for the monthly subscription and I didn't renew it. But yeah, girl, that's how it happened. But yep, the boys, they showed their ass the first time they met my fiance. So I said, you know what? I said, maybe it was just all meant to happen. I was like, because you got to meet them. Carter told me to stop the cap. I was like, they showed their ass. I was like, so welcome to the family. This is what you're getting into. He was laughing. Yeah, that's what it was. Black people meet. Yeah. And then it's like crazy because I did all that and then my person's mixed. But you know, this crazy, like when I was on Black People Meet, everybody I was meeting was mixed. I think I met like one Black person. Now I'm not even trying to be funny. But yeah. Oh, and I put that on my thing too. I know some of you guys feel the way I feel. But I was open to different races. So I put that on mine. I said, if my person or the person that is the one for me, I was like, if they're of a different race, I was like, I'm willing to accept that. So I was kind of open. I'm not going to say desperate or anything like that. No. Because like, I remember I told my friend that and she's like, girl, are you desperate? I said, no, I'm not desperate. I'm just open to different races. Like, how does that have to be desperate? People be saying weird shit. But yes, I was just open to different races and stuff like that. Like, I just wanted to try something different, something new. Because I just wanted to see, you know, like sometimes when we're used to the same thing and we open ourselves up to something different, then it can be better for us. We just never know. So yeah, I was open to just like, you know, a different race, or I just wanted something different. So yeah. But that's what I was on, Tinder and Black People Meet. And I was on both of those for like a month. And yeah. And then when I met my fiance, I didn't delete my shit right away. I just didn't renew my subscription, but I didn't delete it because I wanted to make sure. Like I said, we were friends. And he did delete his. And I was like, well, you delete yours, I'm not deleting mine. I'm like, because we're not together. So I'm not about to delete mine. I'm like, no. But, you know, when I felt like I was ready, I did. Like, as we got closer and he was around more and stuff like that, then, yeah, I did delete it. But not right away. Because, you know how sometimes we might like somebody and then we talking to them and then we delete it or we stop talking to other people. I still kept myself open just to make sure. So I didn't just jump straight into like, oh, yeah, let me just turn off my notifications. Let me delete this. No, I didn't do that. So, yep, God, that is the sites I was on. That's how I met my fiance. That's how the boys met him. And yep, guys, that's how it happened. So, if you guys give me like, I don't know, maybe like an hour, I will add all the links in the comments so that if you guys want to, if you guys want to like get like the fuckboy workbook, or if you guys want to add the box or anything else, any of the other upgrades, you guys can. Oh, when did he propose? He proposed on Christmas in front of everybody, in front of like my best friend, my goddaughter, his daughters were here, my boys, and he had called my brother because, you know, me and my brother are best friends. So, yep, he waited till everybody opened up their gifts. And then he asked me to marry him. And I was like, what? Because he asked me to marry him a while back when we went to Miami. But I wasn't ready. The other ring I used to always wear, he had gave me that too. But I was just like, are you sure? I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. But then we just was like, you know what? Like I just never said anything to him about it. But then on Christmas, he asked me to marry him. And he had a date. He was like, I want to get married. He's like, and I was like, but I don't want to get married this year. I was like, let's do next year. But he wanted to get married around my mom's birthday or on Mother's Day because he said he wanted it to be around like something that reminded me of my mom because he knows how close me and my mom are. So he wanted my mom to be a part of it. So that's why we picked May 13th for next year because it's Mother's Day weekend. I thought July would have been dope because it's my mom's birthday, but also it's too hot because we're having our wedding in Miami off the beach. So we're going to do a destination wedding. So we both just decided on May. So he already had like a date in mind and everything, but after we talked about it, then we just both came up with a date. Yeah. Thank you, Sharonda. Yeah, that's what happened. He was crying. I was crying. I almost passed out. I was like, what? I was like, stop playing. He was like, yeah. I was just like, and then my son was like, I knew it was happening. I knew it. He's like, I knew he was gonna ask you to marry him, Mom. I knew it. He's like, I knew that was my stepdad, Mom. I'm like, so yeah, it all worked out. So I'm excited, y'all. Can't believe I'm planning my wedding. It's a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. Yes, we both love Florida, but said we'll never live there, but we both love Florida. And we wanted something different off the beach. Like I'm in Texas, but I don't have family here. It's just me and the boys. And then all his family is in like New York, Tennessee, Atlanta, all that. They're all over. So we were like, we want to do what we want to do. So we both said a destination wedding in Miami. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get away. And, yeah. I know. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I've been through a lot. Yeah, and like we're just, I don't know, it's just different because like we're just two different people. So, but it actually worked out. So he's a Virgo, I'm a Leo. Oh, and that was another thing I was gonna say. Don't. I know I've said it too when I did my manifestation. I was like, universe. I said, if you bring a Cancer into my life, I'm motherfucking running. I was like, because I don't have time. Because my mom was a Cancer, but Cancer men are just totally opposite from like Cancer women. I was like, I don't have time for the whining and the crying and all the bullshit. So that was just something I couldn't do, but I was actually open to it. I was just like, whatever sign they are, I was like, because sometimes we can say that and we can actually be pushing the person away. And then I never dated a Virgo. My brother Reggie's a Virgo. We're really close. We're best friends. But when I used to do like the collective readings, like far as personal readings, and people would talk about a Virgo or so, I always would get bad energy, or they're detached, they're withdrawn, they cheat, they live a double life, they lie. And I was just like, ugh, I do not want no Cancer, Virgo, or Pisces. No offense if any of y'all are those signs. And then look what happened. My ass got a goddamn Virgo. So that's what happened. The universe was like, no, you're going to get a Virgo. Are you going to get something it's always something that you don't ask for that you get. But I never really had a reason why I didn't want to date a Virgo. It's just maybe the things I was hearing and stuff. So I was scared because of that reason. I never dated one, but then I got one and we actually get along very well. So, everybody's different. So, yeah. No, I think the Virgo women are different from the men. I was talking about the men, Nikki. My bad. Sorry, I should have said that. When I do collective readings, or not collective, when I do personal readings and somebody's asking about a Virgo man, like a man, I always would get like bad energy, or the readings would be like good, then turn left. Or it's just some Virgos I know, like my brother, like he's very loyal and like he's always had long-term relationships, but then like he has a really good friend that's a Virgo and he's like a player, he ain't shit, stuff like that. So maybe that's how I was looking at it like that. But then I had to tell myself, like, I can't base everything off of what I read or pick up in the collective and then in personal readings too. So. Yeah, they are. They are. And now I see that. Let me see. I want to ask off topic. What is the name of the deck you were using? The one that's in the money. The one that's in a money drawing box. Oh, no, nothing's wrong with Pisces and Twitter flow. I was just saying, like, when I would do personal readings or, readings for people, I was saying those three signs were signs that, like, will always come up, like, with, like, negative energy or, like, cold energy. Like, if I do personal readings for, like, Cancer, Pisces, Aquarius, Virgo, and Gemini, there are not Gemini, Sagittarius, I always get, like, either the reading's going to go good or it just goes left. But, everybody's different. Maybe that's the people they're picking up on. That's my deck. You said the money drawing box picture. Oh, you're talking about the deck that's in there? It's just a regular deck. I have to, no, it's not my deck. You're talking about, hold on. Let me go get it. I think it's on Etsy. Oh, shit. Look, I'm dropping cards and stuff, y'all. Hold on, here I come. And y'all know I don't pick up cards from around. Somebody gonna ask me one day in my email, they was like, oh, so you just leave cards on the ground, your office is filled with cards. I was like, I'm not even about to respond to them. But no, this is the deck. Come on, this deck. This is the deck right here. I got it off of Etsy. Is this the Rider-Waite deck? Looks like this. I'll have to see you the link into it as well. But I like the deck, but I don't like cards that are like super like slippery. So I still have to like break it in. Like, see, I don't like how it's just like too slippery for me and my nails. I like stuff that's more like thicker like this. Like something that my hands have more control of. You see, like I don't really like the slippery deck, but it's a cute deck though. But yeah, that's the deck I'm using. All right. Any last questions, y'all, before we wrap it up? Let's see. Oh, do I have my thing here? Oh, yeah, I can start adding this stuff in the link now. Yeah, I can start adding the links in here now. If you guys wanted to purchase like the other webinars in the box and stuff like that. I can start doing that now. All right, guys. So I hope y'all enjoyed the webinar. Y'all know I try to be as real and as funny as I can be, because I don't want to be all boring and just like, oh yeah, guys, this, that. I'm about to watch me a good little crazy Lifetime movie while I'm in my office. I still got like another hour before the boys get back home. And yeah. So yes, guys, I'm gonna put the link in there for the fuckboy workbook. If you guys want to do the calling in the one box. And what else did you guys ask me? Oh, and you asked me about the deck. I gotta send you the link to the deck. All right, so I love you guys. Stay dope, guys. I really enjoyed you guys this afternoon. You're welcome. Yes, go pick up the baby. Have fun, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the channel, and I'll add the links below for you guys to, like I said, if you guys want to do any upgrades or anything like that, everything will be provided below. Yes, thank you so much. Lots of info and advice. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, you guys are welcome. Bye, Fire family. Bye, y'all. Green hearts.